Welcome back to another episode of Bromance. I'm Ryan, and today we had Myles and Marshall on the pod. We first started the pod off with Myles kind of talking about what happened this weekend with his injury. We then moved on to our draft, and today's draft topic was best dodgeball snacks slash drinks. The boys then introduced themselves. We recapped Dallas, and we finished with questions from the people. That is it. I hope you guys enjoy.
Yeah. Going on you with the pick and roll. Younger flame, he in sicko mode. This is here with all the ice on in the booth.
Welcome back to another episode of Bromance. I'm Ryan, and today I got Marshall and Myles on the pod. Fellas,
Hello.
how we doing?
Yo, what's going on, everybody?
I'm
Hello.
doing pretty well. Marshall, how we doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, anytime. Had to have the Fallout Boys on after you guys won this past weekend.
Yeah, pretty
Well,
psyched about it. Man.
Thank you.
Of course,
Quite the honor.
of course. Myles, how are we doing?
Yeah, I'm sure most people, if you follow me, you saw some of the news. So just to kind of tell everyone, because I know everyone's been blowing on my phone, I've got a ruptured Achilles, so it's gonna be a long grind for recovery for me. I have a follow-up tomorrow to find out exactly what the path of recovery will be, whether it's surgery or non-surgery option. So I should have more of a have an idea of what my timeline is going to be in the next few months to a year. Uh, but yeah, it's been an interesting 24, 48 hours. But I do want to say to everyone that's reached out to either provide insight, to check in, see how I'm doing in various things. I appreciate everybody. That's the one thing I love about this community. Everybody has been blown on my phone, whether I want it or not. It's definitely a definitely helpful mental boost to know that everyone cares, and I appreciate everyone for that.
Was it something that you knew you tore immediately, or
Oh, yes. It was like if anyone's ever heard of anyone describing a Achilles pop, it's exactly how you would picture it. It was so what happened was I'm pretty sure Hashi, I might be remembering it wrong, but I think Hashi threw at me. I jumped, landed, and I usually try to sprint immediately after that to try to chase him down. And when my right foot planted, I just felt the immediate like pop. Like it felt like someone took a bat and just cracked my heel. And I just walked off the court. And I'm like, yeah, I knew immediately it was like Achilles pop. I'm like, there's no way I could do anything after this. So I kind of just walked off and just kind of vented for a little bit because the weird thing is it didn't hurt. That was honestly the weirdest part. It was just a pop. I knew what happened, walked off, and I was just pissed the entire time after that.
unfortunately, at this point, I've had a few friends that have torn their Achilles, and some of them say it hurts, but most of them are like, it doesn't hurt. It just doesn't feel like it's there, or like your foot doesn't feel connected to your calf.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it was more of a numb feeling. Like after the popping sensation happened, like when I tried to put my foot down, it felt like my heel was elevated. When I looked down, my foot was flat on the ground. So it was a really weird sensation. But in terms of pain, like there was almost no pain. It was just my foot was kind of like it wasn't like fully disconnected. I was able to move it and everything and somewhat walk on it. But yeah, the sensation was definitely on the weirder side.
Yeah. I mean, Myles, we've been through thick and thin for 3 years now as teammates, and I've seen you work your ass off, and I know you're going to come back and be stronger. So I'm rooting for you,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah, that's the plan. Just come back, get stronger, get better, and be a menace when I come back. Because I'll be frustrated for the next year or so. So I'm gonna be a little mean when I come back.
Yeah. And you were telling us before we pushed record your your travel nightmare. Do you want
Oh
to
my
talk about
God.
that a little bit?
Yes. I mean, I feel like at least once a year, I have some dumb story when it comes to travel. So with this Achilles issue, obviously like, walking was impacted heavily. So I had a flight I was supposed to fly. Actually, no, initially they canceled my flight. So they had to change everything before I even got to the airport. So my flight was supposed to go to Charlotte, North Carolina, and then go to Rochester, New York, which is where I'm at now, for those of you guys that don't know. And what happened was when I got to Charlotte, the app didn't update, so it had me go to a whole new terminal. And it was only like maybe like 15, 20 minutes of the layover. So I didn't have time to get wheel carted all the way over there because it takes a minute for them to get someone to push me. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just walk. And by the time I made it to the spot, the app updated and told me, hey, instead of going over to Terminal A, you're supposed to stay in Terminal C. You just move two gates over. So by the time I got to my where I thought I was supposed to go, I was like, fucking, I'm not making it back. So um, eventually got a new flight, and they told me, yeah, we're not gonna be able to get you on a flight till like 4 p.m. the next day. So I had to spend the night at the airport and really couldn't sleep because my foot was killing me at that point.
Goodness.
So yeah,
And you
so
walked to your gate first. You didn't like
yeah,
request a wheelchair. You
nope.
walked to
I
your
I
fucking gate.
fucking walked to my gate 'cause I knew I wouldn't have time to wait for someone to get me and push me over. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna hobble like as quick as I can over there. Find out
Uh,
that fucking is at the wrong gate. So I'm like, all right, where's the new gate? And I'm like, it's got 5 minutes, so I'm not making it. So I just gave up at that point. So I'm like, fuck it, let me just get a new flight because there's no way in hell I'm making it back to the original gate for takeoff. So yeah. So yeah, it's a lot of. I think at that point my foot was so swollen. I'm like, fuck it, I'm not going nowhere. So I sat down at whatever gate I ended up at for like 6 hours before I tried to move to the next spot.
God damn. All right. I thought my Salt Lake City flights were fucking bad. Nope. That takes cake. That
Yeah,
takes a cake.
nah, man. I always like I said, I always at least once a year I have
yeah,
some bullshit story, but the heel not functioning has made it twice as worse.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
poor fella. It was so hard to see it on the side of the court when he did it. I just my heart went out of my soul there.
Yeah,
Just I could tell right away he was in trouble.
Yeah, and I mean, like we're watching it live. We had the Connecticut dodgeball watch party, and we're watching it live, and it was the second half, and I'm like, Myles got out and then just like hobbled over and sat there the entire time. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, if Myles isn't playing, like he would at least be shagging. And I'm like, it didn't look like he rolled his ankle because he didn't like walk around funny on it. He just didn't put any pressure on it. And I'm like, maybe his knee, but I think Nico was in front of you, or not Nico. Marshall, help me
Nick,
out with this name.
Nick, Nick.
Nick. Nick was in front of you, so I'm like, it looks really bad. I hope it's not what I think it is, but when I saw you, Marshall, pick him up and carry him the entire length of the court, I'm like, fuck, he's down bad.
yeah,
And he was. I mean, not that it matters, but he was playing so well, and then it just sucks. Dodgeball gives and it takes away.
Yeah, unfortunately.
honestly, I
And
wish I
I
was
mean,
playing like shit. I wish
that
I was playing
first,
like shit because that would make me feel better about the injury. But
that entire series too, like you grab that ball out of the middle, like ball comes out, you turn around, you're like ball, and then you just turn, you're just chesting everyone, like the
yeah,
entire
Yeah.
playoffs that I could see, and I'm like, oh my god, Myles is fucking on one right now. This is his ball type.
yeah, yeah. Like honestly, like going into this weekend, it was kind of like my like quote unquote revenge tour because like for if people don't know, I didn't make the team. So I was like, okay, this is my way to like kind of vent my frustration a little bit and also show like, okay, hey, I know I belong and everything. But yeah, I was feeling pretty good for this whole weekend. Everything was playing well, and then the leg gave up, so it's just brutal.
Yeah, yeah, it's tough. All right, boys, let's move on to something else. Let's talk about our weekend plans. Do we have any weekend plans?
No, I haven't
No?
really.
Okay.
I have put absolutely no thought into what my next steps are until I figure out what I can do, what I can't do, and whatever the next step is with this foot. So yeah, I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow morning, to be honest. Well, besides the following thing.
I'm taking care of my lovely wife this weekend with her birthday party. So pretty
Oh,
ro-
let's
pretty
go.
Oh,
pretty
nice.
pretty tied up with that.
No invite?
Yeah,
From
rude.
Connecticut.
No, no, it's okay. It's
Just
okay.
What's the magic
mostly
number
her
for me?
mostly her friends.
Okay, okay. We got some Thursday night football on Thursday. Well, yeah, Thursday. I thought today was Wednesday for some reason. Are we going to be watching it all? It's like a Hall of Fame. I think it's
Oh,
like
that's right. That is.
Saints, someone else.
Yeah, I heard about that. Shoot, since I can't go anywhere, yeah, I might actually start watching that now. I forgot football season coming up so soon. Like,
Wow. I said Saints. I wasn't even close. It's Panthers, Cardinals.
Yeah, I can tell the quarterbacks that are playing. It's Kenny Pickett and like Carson Beck, I think, between the two of them.
Yep. Hey, Super Bowl champ Kenny Pickett.
God, he was Super Bowl
He was
champ.
in the fourth quarter of that Eagles game. All right.
God damn, that's. I don't think I made it through the end of that game. Now that I think about
I
it.
was hammered by the end of the game. I was
Oh yeah,
absolutely. My son was like 2 weeks old. I was so hammered. I was so happy.
that was an interesting game to watch. He just felt the ass the entire game. That was hard to watch.
I couldn't
Can't.
let my hair down until like the fourth quarter. They were up almost 30 points, but I'm like, it's Patrick Mahomes. You never know.
I mean, fair. I mean, weren't they almost up 30 points in the first half, and it was like 24-0 or something like that?
It was about to ass the entire game.
Yeah. Like I remember watching, it was somewhere on social media where like they were doing like video recordings of like the Chiefs player trying to like hype himself up. Like, yeah, down 24-0, we could be like the Patriots versus Atlanta, like you're down 28-3, and then they cut it to Jalen Hurts throwing that deep bomb to freaking Smitty, and that's like, yeah, this game, like, bro, that killed any motivation for them to come back.
Yeah, 100%. Myles, do you follow? I'm sorry, not Myles. Marshall, do you follow football at all?
Uh, very little. I follow old Buckeyes and the Lions a little bit. So I lose interest pretty quick when they're about when they're this past year they made it to the playoffs, but
You
no, I
talking about
can't say
Ohio State or the Lions?
uh the Lions. I mean both, but I
I was
follow
strong a little bit.
college a little bit, or definitely follow college closely. So it's a little bit disappointing into last season.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. Last season was a little tough for them. I mean, they lost both their coordinators. They were going to regress, unfortunately. That happened to the Eagles like 2 years ago. All right, and that's all we got for our intro. Let's hit our draft. Today's draft topic is best dodgeball snacks slash drinks. Let's do a 3-round snake draft. You guys are my guests. Who wants to go first?
Mm. Marshall, I'll let you go first.
Okay, I'm gonna take Skittles number one. Got to
You
channel
are a
my inner
skill guy.
Marshawn.
You are a skill guy for sure. I almost every turn I feel like you're always scared of bag of Skittles.
Wait, hold on. That's your new nickname. That's your new nickname. I know you weren't watching the stream court, but did anyone tell you that like we were sending your nicknames for you in the chat?
Yeah. Carlock mentioned that he was like, "Hey, what's your nickname? What do you go by? Marshy, Marshmallow?" I was like, not really. can't, I can't condone this.
We
Oh
were
my
sending some
god.
funny ones. I think Justin Thomas said martial law.
Oh,
That was a
Oh,
good
I
one.
love
I'll
that.
take
I
that
love
one.
that.
I said Marshy and then the Martian.
Ah, I'll
Those
take
are
Skittles. Skittles is a good nickname.
Skills. Okay, your skills
Big
now.
fan. Big
oh my
fan.
gosh.
All right, Miles, you're up next.
Oh man, my go-to is probably gonna be it's pre-workout, but typically I do like the pre-workout packets. That's usually my go-to to kind of start off the day for my sports drink usually.
I think I'd be a little nervous to bring pre-workout through TSA.
So I actually found like little like single use packets in Walmart. Like they come in like 2 to 6. So I used to carry a tub, and that would get me tested every single time I would go through. And then I was just walking around Walmart, found I'm like, oh, this is so much better. I don't have to worry about TSA having to go through my shit. So yeah, Walmart
I,
will hook you up.
I remember those days when you used to bring the tub, and one time I'm drinking water, you want some? I'm like, this man brought the whole tub through TSA.
Because I felt like I did one point. I think I tried or either thought about it or I thought and maybe I did it where I was gonna pour a bunch in like a Ziploc bag, but I'm like that might look sketchier. So like let me just bring the whole fucking stuff.
Yeah, no, I would have to agree there. All right, I got two picks here. I am gonna go with Gatorade Light. I'm also like a big fan of Pedialyte, but I think the Gatorade Lights are really good. Have some really, really good flavors. I also cramp a lot, so this has to be my first pick. Has to be. My next pick, again, if you can't tell, I cramp a lot. Next pick has to be bananas.
Mm,
Monkey never
solid choice.
cramps.
Yeah, solid choice. I'll say. Now I'm trying to think what I would do. So I usually do liquid IV for my lack cramping because that's less volume and usually easy to go down and easier to travel with, especially because they come in those little packets. So I think liquid IV will be my next pick after that.
Okay, that's a good pick.
I gotta go regular Gatorade.
Specific flavor or just regular doesn't matter.
Cool Blue. You can't go wrong with Cool
Ooh,
Blue.
solid choice.
Um,
Worst
maybe
flavor.
worst flavor? Ooh, there's so many bad flavors. Anything G2 is just awful. Or just the diet Gatorades, I just can't
What's your
stand.
thought on the cucumber flavors? I've been hearing some mixed reviews about that one.
I I stick to the original three or four.
Yep,
I can't say I've had a cucumber one. I'm saying
it's
probably Cool
nasty.
Blue first and yellow or lemon lime or orange or
100%
red.
lemon
Yeah,
lime.
the white one's good too. That's a classic. But yeah,
Cherry lime, I think, right?
something like that. Yeah, it's or frost. Yeah, cherry lime or
Yeah, it's like
frost. They're
Glacier
both.
Frost, I
Yeah,
think.
it
Glacier
is the
Frost.
frosting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right, and your last pick, Marshall.
My last pick's gonna be probably Red Bull. I like a
Oh,
I like a small 8.4 ounce Red Bull for the day. That's enough caffeine to keep me not jittery, but focused. You know, I mean, I drink coffee normally during the week, so it kind of a supplement to that.
makes sense.
okay.
Um, Shoot, it's a tie for me on my last pick now. I'll probably just go for bang for buck. Protein bars, specifically the Met RX protein bars. Those are my favorite because they're filling, but they're not so filling to the point where I want to throw up afterwards. So I'll usually have like two of those a day or during that throughout the day, and it's just perfect.
I feel like I got to try to work more protein bars into my snack routine. That might be an
So
option.
easy too. So easy. And most of them are really good.
Yeah, like for me personally, like I try to because I have such a sweet tooth, and I will just go ham on like buying desserts at the grocery store. So I basically made a rule for myself. I want a sweet treat. It's a protein bar, so at least I'm getting protein in and still getting something sweet at the same time.
Hmm.
Okay.
Does it help like satisfy your hunger, you'd
Oh
say
yeah,
during the game? Yeah.
yeah. Because like I said, it's like they're usually pretty dense.
Hmm.
Like I used to do Cliff bars, but those are a little too dense for the amount of food you're eating, and I was still kind of like heavy after those. But the
Gotcha.
MedRx, like for whatever reason, like even though they're a bigger bar, they're not as dense, so you feel pretty solid afterwards. I still
The cl
recommend eating it right before a game. Like give yourself at least a 15-minute buffer before that.
the Cliff Bars are really good. The cookies and cream.
Oh yeah. Yep. Big fan of those.
All right, my last pick. I am also going to go with an energy drink here. Used to be a huge Red Bull slut. Never really too big on monsters. Like a white monster is good. Like I used to be pre-diabetic, so I stay away from a lot of sugars. Retro Vibe Celsius. Best flavor. Best
Mm.
flavor. Fire. Fire.
The
I
Most
sugar
wanna.
the sugar free just it's gonna mess me up. I'm not gonna feel right.
Well, the thing is,
I'm a
you eat a
si-
whole
I'm a
bag of
sim
Skittles, so it makes sense.
I'm a simple critter.
All right, Skittles.
Oh my
Is
God.
there even red dye 40 in that?
I have no clue. I
I
just
mean,
make sure there's
honestly,
no sugar in it.
you probably have all the cancerous dyes and Skittles. I
I
would be
I
surprised.
I need my red dye 40.
Am I
Just not.
crazy for drinking coffee before a dodgeball tournament? Like, was that something you guys would do? Iced coffee?
I don't drink coffee at all, to be honest, so I can't really have input in that.
I usually just don't have time. I've done it. If it's the option, if the hotel has like a coffee on the way out, I can grab one. But yeah, that's why I just some either that or that's why I'm usually doing the Red Bull is a little closer to game time. I can do it when I want when I'm feeling a little bit low. It's a little bit more versatile, I would say. But yeah, I don't have any qualms against coffee. I mean, I love coffee during the week. It's just I don't really have time to seek it out and make sure I get a good cup and get time to drink it.
Two things. Number one, I am that idiot that pays $8 for the tiny little Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee behind the front desk every single time. I am that idiot.
That's insane.
Number two, for Salt Lake City, Marshall, when I got off the plane, I went I went sugar-free Red Bull on the plane. Like as we're about to land, I'm like, I need this, please. Then I ordered the Uber, went and got like a double shot espresso, like
Oh my God.
Starbucks, like the cans, the mocha double shots. I think I had three Celsiuses, and then I think I had another one before the playoffs. But listen, I was ready to run through a wall.
Yeah, I'm surprised your heart's kept up with
Really?
it, to be honest.
You don't feel like so if you over caffeinate, you don't get the like the jitters or start questioning, you know.
Reality.
I just start feeling, yeah. But if I over
Okay,
caffeinate, I feel a little bit off.
kind of. So for pre-workouts, certain pre-workouts, yes, or C4s, like semi-pro in Long Island, they're sponsored by C4, so they give out free cans. So sometimes I will drink one like before playoffs, and I will get like the pins and needles feelings, and I fucking hate that.
Yeah, I hate that too.
I personally, I'm a big fan of it. For whatever reason, it makes me feel like I'm locked in. I know it's a placebo effect, and I just don't care. It makes me feel like, oh yeah, cool. Then the needle's like I can focus on something, and now I'm like locked in, even though I know just some weird ad that they do to make you feel the effects or whatever.
The first time that happened to me, I was at the gym, and I did not know what was happening, and I had to leave.
Same. I I had the same experience with some pre-workout. My buddy gave it to me and I was like, I gotta go home. Like this is not okay. I haven't touched it since.
What
Yeah.
was like the OG like hardcore, not C4, but like pre-workout back in the day?
Oh
I think I had C4. I
Was
think
it
that's
like Bucked or something?
no, I know you're talking, but I don't remember what it was called. That was before I started doing pre-workout because I was very much against it because I didn't know what it was. Um,
It
but
was
yeah,
like it's like Four Locos before it got nerfed.
yeah, basically that's basically what it was. Because like I remember the first time I double scooped once because they always tell you really you shouldn't do it much, and I tried out to see what the effect was. Man, that workout was probably the best workout of my life. And if like I was because of my work, I do a lot of pull-ups, right? And I was just flying through them. And when I got home that day, I couldn't move for about the next 2 days afterwards. So I was like, all right, now I know why we don't do the two scoops anymore.
That's wild. All right, guys, and that is our draft. I'll post a graphic on Instagram. Let's introduce ourselves for anyone who doesn't know. I got a few questions for you guys. Let's start with Marshall. Marshall, where are you from and where do you live right now?
What's up guys? I'm Marshall Winterbotham. I'm from just outside of Dayton, Ohio. I currently live in Los Angeles, California. Um, been around a few places. Used to live in the Bay Area after college. Went to college at the Ohio State University, and then graduated. Moved out to the Bay Area for about 3 years, and then moved south to Los Angeles for the past 6 years. Um, well, that's about it.
How about you, Miles?
Yeah, so my name's Miles Garner. I've kind of been all over the place. I feel like every time I move, someone tried to find out where I'm from, and then I move again by the time they learn. So, uh, been a little everywhere. But I'm from about an hour north of Chicago. Um, came out to Rochester. That's where I started my dodgeball career. Um, moved back to Chicago, moved to Texas for a few years. Now I'm back in Rochester. So, kind of made a weird circle with my dodgeball career. But yeah, I'm in Rochester, New York, as of right now.
All right, my next question. Let's start with Miles on this one. How long have you been playing dodgeball and how did you get into dodgeball?
Okay, let's see. I started in 2013 is when I started. So I went to RIT, which is a college out here, and we had a club. That's how I kind of get started there, and a lot of the alumni that some of the OGs will remember, like Tim Wells is one of them, Chris Perry, a whole bunch of guys, and they were like, "Hey, you are pretty athletic. You should come out to tournaments with us." And that's basically how they sucked their teeth in me, and I haven't let go since.
The Tiger Boys.
Yeah, Rochester Tigers, RIT Tigers. That's the OG Elite days. Or anyone that's been around for a while, hopefully would know that team or at least recognize it.
I didn't know they played college dodgeball.
So we didn't do like the NCDA. We didn't do that because our club was very much the rec level stuff. Like no one really wanted to travel. It's like hard to get a team of six, even with the alumni guys. Um, but yeah, we would pretty much do any elite tournament that was kind of within like the East Coast, like northern regions. We would just drive if we could, and yeah, it was a blast going out there with them.
Who else was on the roster? Was like Matt Delaney on that team?
Yeah, so we had, all right, my memory is gonna be fuzzy, and some of these guys may not be known, but we had Matt Delaney, we had Chris Perry, we have, fuck, what's his name? Red Comet. His name's Steve Ballman. I actually never knew his name for like the first 4 or 5 years of his life, or of me knowing him. But yeah, Red Comet, Matt Delaney, Chris Perry. We had a guy named Chad. We had Tim Wells. We had myself, Nick Ing, if people know who he is. He's currently still
Oh,
playing. Yeah, so he's another OG guy, kind of under the radar for a lot of people because he doesn't really get out much outside the court. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much like our core guys. We had a couple other guys that would rotate in pretty regularly. We had Sunny Patel, another guy named Kevin, and those are pretty much the main guys for the most part.
okay. Marshall, how about you? How long have you been playing dodgeball, and how did you get into dodgeball?
Man, um, what it's a dodgeball has been a, almost an obsession of mine for a very long time. I used to love it when I was a kid and little West Milton, Ohio. I lived 4 miles outside of town, and in some of the towards the end of the summer months of school, I used to ride my bike into town 4 miles just to play a half hour before school started because they had a little rec thing going. So I loved it. It was foam when I started. Um, and we played it a lot in high school and a lot in gym class. And I just absolutely loved it. It was my favorite part of gym class. And then went on to college and they were playing 8.5 pinch right out the gate. So I at Ohio State, and I remember a couple people on that first team I started in 2012. That would have been, I think Alfred was on that team, Alfred Kwan,
Oh, damn.
um, and he might have been the next year. He was going through med school at that point, and played with Jeff Starr from Columbus Gamecocks, and we both started around the same time playing pinch 8.5, and it was terrifying to start, but I caught on pretty quick and fell in love with NCDA and played that for 5 years, and then met that's when Felix Ferrone picked me up to play with Gamecocks and introduced me to Elite Dodgeball, and
Oh, that's right.
I thought,
Damn,
man,
I
throwback.
forgot. I
yeah.
forgot he started with Gamecock. That's right. I forgot about that.
Played with Felix and Jude Depart and Dan Shackelford, Ryan Mann, again Jeff Starr. I feel like I'm forgetting a few folks there. But everyone on the Gamecocks is just classic people. Love
Yep.
all of them. Uh, and so yeah, after I graduated Ohio State, I kind of figured I'd be done with that. Moved out to California and thought I'd join a rec league. And a couple weeks of a rec league playing, learning how to play nose sting, and I thought, man, I really miss the competitive edge of elite. I better find an elite team to play out here, and bounced around for a while. Ended up meeting up with Protect Your Neck, and when I moved to LA, and was with them up until this year. Then I joined you guys.
Kind of leads right into my next question. We'll start with Marshall since we're kind of already here. What was your path to Fallout?
um, my path was, Protect Your Neck. We the past year, some people have kind of moved on to different points in their lives, and we've had a bit of trouble building the team. So we decided to break up, and we just a lot of us still play. We're all good friends. So I just I wanted to reach out to teams that I admired and I definitely Fallout Flight. I always thought playing you guys, playing you, Matt Levine, and Bo that he was on Flight and Miles. Just thought, man, you guys are the some of the most honest, best competition I played. You guys are all rock stars. That's the kind of team I want to play for. And you guys had an opening, and I was lucky you picked me up.
Funny backstory behind it too. So you hit up Matt from Minnesota, and you're like, "Hey, got room for four of us?" And Matt, Matt sends me the screenshot. I'm like, "Four? Like maybe two?" And then I think you went back to Matt. You're like, "Three, two?" And then it was like, "Hey, can I just join from Minnesota?" And we're like, "Yes, of course."
Yeah, I was trying to save I was trying to make a merger, but we always had different amounts of people, so
Yeah,
kind of
but
worked out the way it did.
hey, I mean, it worked out great, right? You've got
Yeah.
three tournaments under your belt now with Fallout, Salt Lake City, Minnesota, and this past weekend.
Yep. It's been
I think
great.
Connor was on the team too.
Yeah, yeah. He was on Protect Your Neck last nationals.
And
Um
then Nick, Levi, and I
yep.
feel like I'm missing someone.
Yeah, you're missing Patrick and Zach and Patrick Waters, Zach Damala, Steven Gonzalez, Robert Markarian was with us for a long time. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
good group of guys there.
Yeah. How about
Cool.
you, Miles?
Yeah, let's see, how did I start with you guys? Right. So when I was kind of bouncing around, I was in Chicago for a few years when I went back home to play. A lot of it was, I think it was around COVID that a lot of our guys stopped traveling, partially because most of them became dads. And Ryan, you know how hard that could be. So because of that, they stopped traveling as frequently. So I was like, okay, let me be a free agent for a year or two and wait for them to come back. Fortunately, they never really did fully come back. They'll kind of go to local tournaments here and there every once in a while. So, yeah, I was a free agent for about 2 years before Bogue picked me up. And I don't even remember what tournament it was when he picked me up. I had no clue who Bo was at the time. Um,
Is it
it
the
was,
Arizona? I think it was the Tempe, the one that's like the first
yeah,
flight tournament I didn't go to.
yeah. So it was that tournament thing. Yeah, I don't remember. I think I played with him for a tournament before that. I just don't remember when or why. Like I think he just hit me up like, "Hey, you need a team." I'm like, "Yeah, I need a team." So, and I think I played with him at a tournament there, and then we became flight for that Tempe round. Um, so yeah, it was kind of just a random pickup, and it kind of just stuck sense because everyone gelled well, everyone's smart player, everyone's athletic, and it's a lot of like players that people know like they're talented, but you wouldn't ever really consider all of us like that top tier, like those, I don't know. Like a lot of us are either USA player talents or somewhere in that kind of category. So it was nice being on a team with like players of similar caliber versus like having one or two really good players and then everyone else being a tier below that. So it was good to have balance and it was nice to be on that type of team.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. And I feel like I was the last flight member that joined that first season. I'm pretty sure I was.
Yeah, because you didn't join until like two tournaments after that, I think.
No,
So it was,
so I think I committed a few weeks before that Tempe round, but I'm like, hey, I'm definitely out for this. But everything else, I'm down to go to. But I
yeah,
think because the team at the time was you, Bo, Nikki, Danny,
right.
Stein,
Yep,
Derek, Luke was at that tournament.
yep. Yeah, that was pretty much the rock. I think we had one or two other guys.
Steve
And then
Decker, he played a good amount on flight.
yeah, and then because I know I didn't go any very many tournaments that year. I think it was the next time I played with Play was with you, and I was sitting there, I'm like, I know your name. I had no idea who you were, and I was like, everyone tells me this guy's good, but you just like kind of just eyeball you, like, I don't see what's special. Then you what? I think you won multiple like two 1B whatever. So I'm like, okay, I see it now.
Yeah, I think we just like dab each other up in lines or something like that after a
That's
game. But
literally it. Yeah,
yeah, because I think I remember playing you. Okay, I know I committed to playing on flight before Sin City that year, and I think that
yeah,
was 2023 because I didn't talk to you, but I played against you, I remember.
Yeah,
And then
you
that's
played
the
me
first
quite a
time I
bit.
met Nikki, like actually met Nikki.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause I know at least my first year with Fallout, I knew of Danny. Or actually, I think I played with Danny before, so I knew Danny. Bo, I never played with, and then maybe one other guy I played with before that. So it was like kind of just like, all right, we're to see. Besides Luke, Luke's the only other guy I really knew when we played in Tempe. But yeah, it was just kind of let's see what this is. This is another new team for me. Wasn't having the expecting the highest the hopes or whatever, but we played really well. Like, okay, cool. Like I don't really have to keep searching around. It's nice.
Yeah, I think the first tournament we all knew that we had like a really nice core and that there might be some additions, year by year. But I
Yeah,
mean, what Flight's been a team and now Fallout for 3 years, right?
yeah,
3
years. Yep.
years. So I mean, Bo built a great team.
Yeah,
It's blossomed into Fallout now.
yeah, we're crushing it.
Hell yeah! All right, and my last question. We'll start with Marshall. What's something people may not know about you?
Ooh, may not know about me. Um, I'll go with uh shoot, sorry.
No, you're good. All right, Miles, how about you? And we'll go back to you, Marshall.
Yeah, I got two answers for this because it kind of depends on if you know me or if you don't know me. If you don't know me, I'm partially deaf, and that confuses the hell out of everybody. Um, but if you do know me, I would hope you already know that. But if you do know me, something you don't know about me, I'm actually really quiet. I'm very much an introvert outside of volleyball. But for some reason, throwing balls at people make me very much an expert and makes me very comfortable. Just kind of like is being a weirdo, being very highly energetic and everything. So that's one thing about this community is that it can unlock parts of your personality that you didn't even know you had. Um, so yeah, pretty much an introvert for people that do know me pretty well.
Back to you, Marshall.
okay,
Marshall's only had like 50 minutes to think about this,
yeah,
Miles.
I'll
My
go
bad, Marshall.
um I'll go with I've always been really into competitive sports. I was I used to play tennis. That was my go-to. I played tennis for all of middle school and all of high school. Was super into it. I thought I'd play it forever. Picked up a dodgeball in college and was started playing that, started practicing that all the time. And I remember I had a day I buddy said, "Hey, you want to go play tennis?" And I said, "Sure." And I went out in the middle of the match. I thought, I'm never playing tennis again. Dodgeball is so much better than tennis. And to be honest, I can count on one hand the amount of times I've played tennis since that day. I mean, I still like tennis, but I just haven't played it. Just haven't needed to.
I got a good answer for you, Marshall, for this question.
Okay.
That you work at Anheuser-Busch.
Oh, yes, I do. I work at the home of Budweiser. That
Ooh.
was I was thinking about that too. But yeah.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is we can get free booze for post tournament sometime in the future,
Yeah, the
or at
logistics.
least a
100%.
sponsorship,
If
or
you
at least
come
a
to
sponsorship.
LA, you drinks are on
Let's
Hey,
go.
let's do it. I'm going to
Let's
LA
move
just for
Nationals.
drinks.
me.
Let's
Yes,
go.
I am the Budweiser man.
All right, boys, let's move on to recapping Dallas. So, you guys had a pretty interesting ragtag team. Miles, why don't you kind of go over the roster from this past weekend?
Yeah, okay. So shoot, my memory is terrible. So I'm also gonna pull up the list. I don't offend anybody, but I do know for our roster for at least Fallout like core, we had myself, we had Marshall, we had Harley. I think Randy is technically on the Fallout roster. I wasn't 100%
Yep.
sure about that. So look at our kind of our four core guys. And then for our pickups, we picked up Jordan Clever, we picked up Ryan Fricker, is that his last name, right?
Hmm.
Okay.
Slick Frick.
Um, yeah, it's Frick, right. Um, Jordan, Ryan. We had 8 guys. I know there's 2 other guys. A guy named Nick. I don't know his last name.
Nikolay Kashkalda.
Thank you. And then the last one was, oh no, now I feel bad. I can't
Le-
remember the last name.
Levi
Man.
Levi Craig.
Right, Levi. I spent a room with him. That's why I don't remember. Jeez. Levi. Yeah. But yeah, so it was kind of like a hodgepodge. Like when I saw the roster, I'm like, okay, we never played with literally half the team before. Um, but in terms of like chemistry, like it was just out of the park. Like everything we did, everyone kind of seemed to gel pretty well. And that's kind of surprising when you have that many free agents kind of join a team that usually takes some growing pains to figure shit out, but it worked out pretty quickly for us.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean it
No, go ahead, Marshall.
the round robin there was definitely some team chemistry to work out, I think. That we saw. I mean, everyone on that team's a baller, so um I knew we'd figure it out, but it took a little bit to figure out, where we're going to play. We met beforehand and talked about it a little bit, so that made it a little bit easier. But yeah, first time playing together, and to be honest, by the end of the tournament, it was pretty smooth. It's
Oh yeah.
playing on a team like Fallout. I mean, it's great when you have just great talent to pick you up if you make a mistake, and you just feel like you want to contribute. So everybody wants to contribute, and just brings it to a higher level.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going through and updating the schedule and trying to see, your standings and everything. And your point differential, I think midway through the tournament was pretty crazy. And I know that we've mentioned in the past on Flight that we want to take cloth more serious because we really kind of just took foam serious, if I'm being honest. Like, I know this
Yeah.
was a little frustrating for you, Miles, but we never
Yep.
really took cloth serious. We talked about it last year. We had like that one Minnesota round where I think the roster was like fucking solid, but I don't think honestly anyone really knew how to play cloth besides
No.
you.
Hmm.
Like Matt Levine played cloth. Like I don't think Matt. I know Matt threw like 5 invalid throws by accident. Like the ball just slipped out of his hand.
Yeah,
Honestly, that was one of my favorite tournaments because it was just funny. 'Cause I was like, this is nice. I'm the main arc. Because like on Fallout, like everyone kind of blends in. Like I know there's our primary guys, and I'm like, okay, I play middle on foam. Like I'm not gonna have as much to contribute. Not that I can't. It's just I don't need to, and it's nice. But it was completely the opposite when we went to claw for that round. I was sitting, I'm like, oh, I'm the main guy. This is nice. And then halfway throughout the tournament, I'm like, shit, my arm's dead. This sucks. Because pretty much, I think I had to throw pretty much most of the ball because either we would throw too many invalids or no one could throw it. It was just like, all right, I'll take up the load.
Yeah, and I know earlier this year too, when Fallout was created, I was talking to John Carlo, and we're trying to figure out our roster and what we want to do for foam and no sting. Because I mean, we didn't do any no sting, but it would have been the same as foam. And then for cloth, I'm like, hey, I'm out on cloth, but like you and I are co-captains. We're in this together. Let's figure this shit out now because like I want to see you guys do well. And this team that was put together, half you guys, like I think a lot of people saw the roster and just assumed that it was just you two boys that were original members. Half this
Mhm.
team was created 8 months ago.
Yeah, yeah,
8 months.
and it's just like figuring it out. Just I'm glad we figured it out. Like I said, when we picked up the free agent, I was like, okay, it's a lot of like protecting net guys, or it's a lot of I think filthy boys. So it's just like, all right, we're just gonna be a hodgepodge. We're just gonna go in. We'll probably make a little bit of noise, but I honestly I didn't have super high expectations just because chemistry is a big thing, especially for Claw. When communication is really important, ball control is really important, and positionings can make or break teams. And the nice thing about this team was that everyone was actually pretty versatile. Like we didn't have like 6 corners and people fighting over the corner spot like most teams do when you have a lot of talent. Is everyone was able to kind of still play their role, be very good at their role, and switch when needed to, which was fantastic.
And for you, Marshall, too. So obviously your new Fallout member is just you and Miles that really had, I wouldn't say chemistry, but like again, like you guys are like the core Fallout members from beginning of the season, pretty much. How did it feel playing with the PYN boys?
oh, it was great. It was great to have them on board. I mean, Nick played extraordinarily well. Um, he took over that right corner and does what he did what he does.
Yeah.
So it was great to have him, and Levi had some great moments in the day as well. He's got a great arm, and he's a pretty quick player. So it was great to. I was glad that they get to join us, that we had the space. Uh, and the pickups. Jordan reached out to me before to play with Protection Neck when Protection Neck was still a team. So I was really happy that him and Ryan got to play with us this round, and you know, just a crowning accomplishment that we were fortunate enough to win. So
This was an absolutely disgusting team, and looking at your roster from top to bottom, like there is no weak link. And again, we were watching this live, and Myles, you were on one, so I was like, they would be complete idiots to not give Myles this ball out of the middle to throw. Like they would be very, very stupid. But I would say a lot of like up to that point, there was a lot of times where you guys were all kind of turning to grab the ball, like, yo, feed me, because like you guys were all absolutely eating. It did not matter who had that ball.
Yeah, like I remember Jordan at one point said, like this is nice. I don't have to throw every single time. And it like clicked. I'm like, oh yeah, like we're always spreading the balls around. Like I mean, obviously the corners are always gonna have the ball, but towards the middle, like we were just spreading around. Whoever was hot, we're like, hey, take the ball. We don't have to throw. Is fantastic, and it's one saved everyone's arms, which is great for the finals, and the fact that like you couldn't really like target one specific player and get a better result out of it because you pick one person, the next guy just step up and just crush you, and that's basically what we did for most of our competition.
I,
yeah, it was a stacked lineup. I mean, you get Jordan out. What you got Harley in the corner now, and he's just
Yeah,
an absolute monster. I mean, Harley's just gotten so good at cloth in the past.
yeah.
I'm in the past, 6 months, a year, whatever it is. He's just I wouldn't want to play against him. I'm
No,
so happy. I'm so happy he's on our team. Like
yeah.
having him and Nick is just like, man, these guys are really, really, really good.
they remind me a lot of like the Fallout for foam, where it just seems like everyone could play 1 through 6. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're on the court or not. Everyone has a great attitude. Everyone's picking each other up. And again, it really doesn't matter, I feel like, who's throwing the ball. Like, Marshall, you and I had this conversation in Salt Lake City where you're like, I feel like I didn't do anything this weekend. And I was like, dude, like you played your role exactly how you needed to play your role. Like, I'm like, I feel the same way sometimes where I'm like, I'm not doing a lot, but if you and I are in at the end of the games and we don't have the ball, we're not playing corner, we're doing our job, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it really showed because you had a series on the stream court in mixed where you fucking probably had 7 catches.
You talking about me or Miles?
No, you.
Oh, oh,
Oh, I don't catch seven in a series, bro. That's too many.
Did I just say Miles the entire time?
No.
no, no,
You
no, no.
said Marshall,
Oh,
but I
oh,
think
oh,
Marshall
oh,
wasn't.
oh,
Yeah.
okay,
I
okay.
don't remember making 7 catches. That's what
I forget. This is when I'm pretty
mixed.
sure this is when we're like, yo, we need a nickname for Marshall. But again, it
I'm a
just goes
mix.
to show like everyone can play a role. Doesn't matter how big the role is or how small the role is. And you guys definitely all accepted that going into this weekend. You could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like it's one. Oh,
everyone
but
tried really hard to do their job, which is just the same mentality that we have with Fallout Foam. You know, it was we were dedicated to having a clean rush, having a plan on the rush. Who our go-to corners were, and who our go-to middle throwers were, and we just tried to stick to it, and it worked out.
All right. So my next question: what were the expectations going into the tournament? Start with Miles.
yeah, I think I mentioned it earlier. I didn't have super high expectations just because it was a team of kind of everyone kind of thrown in together at once. And a lot of us either play with one or two other people, but not everyone entirely. So, I guess my expectation was just to kind of play well, have a general team chemistry, and then just kind of wing it from there. So we definitely blew whatever expectation I had out of the water by a mile. So I'll take it.
How about you, Marshall?
Well, my expectations were a little different because I inherited the captainship from Giancarlo. for this tournament. Um, so I wanted to do well. I wanted to I just wanted to see what we can do. I mean, I don't think I don't really expect. I don't expect much before a tournament. I just try to focus on what do we need to do to win, right? And what do we need to do to beat the team that's in front of us every time. And so as we're going through round robin and we're feeling things out, I mean, you could there's just you could feel that there's there's not a team that we can't beat. Now, whether that'll happen or not, you don't know until you play. But it didn't feel like it was completely out of our control as it does sometimes when you're playing with teams that aren't as high caliber as Fallout. So um it's great to feel that. It's great to feel that it's within your control to grab. I think it's different than that. I try really hard not to focus on, man, what would it feel like to win this, or what would it, we
Yeah,
should win this, because then I just don't play as well as if I just say, I'm here to play. I'm here to play. I'm here to play as hard as I can and enjoy the competition, and where the chips fall, we'll build from there. So we had nothing to build off of because we had never placed before.
yeah.
So felt good to
No,
not have expectations, I would say.
that is a great answer. And I'm not gonna lie, I did a preview with Pierce and kind of went through all the teams. Not like a super long episode, but I did say that I thought that there was 5 teams that could win this weekend. Obviously, you were one of the 5. I was like, this team is insanely talented. It's just a matter of, are they going to be able to put everything together? I feel like you guys were, but I'm like, when will that happen? And you guys had a pretty tough schedule, so let's kind of talk about that. How do you guys play through round robin?
I'll let Marshall go first.
Um, yeah, we like I said, we had some growing pains. Did we play? We played Heat first. Is that or Threat? Sorry, Heat.
We
Threat.
played
Hey,
Threat.
Was Threat
is
our
it
first match?
2018
I think good call out.
class?
Shoot. Yeah, I think what's it called?
Oh,
Threat
we played
might have been
Class
our first one.
first.
Oh, it
Class
was
first.
last first. Okay.
So that
Yeah,
was
that was
we played pretty well out the gate.
yeah.
Handled business there. Uh, next team up was Threat.
Threat.
Heat.
Heat, yeah, Heat.
Yeah.
Um, LeBron was a bit of a challenge, but the
Yeah.
rest of them, no. Played Threat, and that game got a little dicey for us. We
Yeah.
managed to come back and tie it. Um,
Yeah.
but uh, I mean, pretty lucky to tie it. Then we, uh, I feel like I don't really have too many notes from that. I mean, at that point we were pretty. I think we had like a bunch of games in a row. So
Yeah. Like
I think the
I
next
think like
thing. Go
yeah, I think we
ahead.
played clutch mode after that.
Clutch mode. Yeah,
Yeah,
and they kind of kicked our butts.
they did. Well,
Yeah,
no, so threat. I think threat. We went up on them and then they came back. Clutch
yeah.
mode. We went up on clutch mode and they came back. Um,
So after you guys played Threat, you guys refed, and then you played Outsiders, then Crutch Mode.
yeah,
Okay.
we went outsiders.
And
Yeah,
what was our score against outsiders? Because I
Nine
don't.
11.
Yeah,
yeah, they beat us in the last point. Because I think that one was the most back and forth of the entire day between round robin games. Like I don't
yeah.
think we ever got up. I don't think either team ever got two sets in a row or more than 2 sets in a row at any point.
And to be honest, I don't even remember that game.
Yeah. I
I
just
mean,
remember it was just back and forth the
I
entire
didn't.
time. And like there was no good way to get momentum going because like outside is very good at disrupting the momentum.
Was that on stream?
no, Court
No.
4. I mean, you
Yeah.
guys literally tied a game too. Like, you don't really see a lot of games that are odd numbers for cloth.
Yeah. I had
Um.
them on my GoPro, so I'll eventually have to post them at some point.
So it was outsiders. Okay, and then
Yeah.
it was crutch mode. I remember crutch mode. I remember going down big early to crutch mode, and then we kind of went in with the mindset on that one to after tying threat and losing to outsiders, trying to find a way to get some momentum back. And so we thought, okay, we're going to go in this. We're going to try to. We knew we had the talent, the arm talent to play a slower game and not transition because we knew Crutch Mode was very good at the transition catches. Um, so we tried to just kind of play him straight up and without a lot of counters, and it did not work for us at all.
No, not at all.
It did not. We
They
threw
whooped
like
our ass.
I'm gonna guess 48 catches to Marcus and maybe
And they were
Marcus
missing
Franklin.
Chris DeJesus this weekend too.
Yeah,
yeah.
that would have been a nightmare if he was. Yeah, that would have been just offense city for
Yeah.
them. So no,
So we
yeah,
found we found ourselves down pretty bad. I think it was 10-2,
something like
and the
that. Yeah,
game was just out of reach because I think there was only 5 or 6 minutes left. So we didn't have a lot to lose at that point. So I just kind of I said, hey, let's change it up. Let's win the transitions. Let's get some games back. And we won three games in quick succession to make it 10-8. But it was not a game, Ryan. I mean, they handled us, and so I don't think they particularly. I mean, they were obviously trying in the last few games, but they weren't the game was already over. So they
yeah,
beat us 10-2, in my opinion, in that one. Um,
You guys
um,
knew what didn't work though, because I
right,
mean, you play them in semis.
right. But
yeah,
we learned from that. We learned, hey, we can beat this team in transition, and I think it gave
yeah.
us some confidence for what to do once when we play them in 11. So,
Yep.
and then so that would have put us at 2-1 with one tie, right? No, two
No, I
and
think
two, one
we
and
only won one game, and
yeah,
that
one
was
one
You guys
one
beat
game.
Class. You tied Threat. You lost to Outsiders,
uh,
and then you lost to Crutch Mode. And then your next series, this was a good series for you guys. You guys beat Berserk 16-6.
yeah,
Don't remember that one.
yeah. I do mostly because Ball has had bad luck against Berserk, so I remember that one a little bit. Um, but yeah, that one was pretty nice. I mean, that was kind of not their usual roster with them, so it was a little bit different for Cloth. But
Yeah,
for them, I think we
that's
just
right.
kind of rode the momentum of like finishing out how we finished out with Crunch Mode. We just kind of used that same mentality of, hey, let's just pick up the
Yeah,
pace, use the transition, and just kind of
yeah,
steamroll them.
definitely from that point on, we were looking to transition to counter,
Yep.
run them down, and just that's right. That's what we did for them. And then who did we play after that? Because that would only put us
You
at two.
guys had one more series. You played Grizzlies on the stream court. You guys won 9-7.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, that one was a close battle. I think every point was pretty close for the most part. It was just, I think we went up like 2, 3 series, and then no, they came back at one point. They tied it up, I think, because I think for us, they weren't hitting. Because I watched the stream at the airport when I had nothing to do. So I know for that match, like they just weren't hitting the first 2, 3 points. So we were able to kind of just get a good lead on them, but then
Yeah,
they changed some things up and they were able to come back. And I think they tied at one point, I think. And it was just, I think every other point went to either team and just having to finish it out.
yeah, and I think I can't remember if it was that game or it was the threat game. I think it might have been that one where we were up and people were kind of suggesting that, hey, we were up 3 games, we should play slow. And that's really when I kind of went on my pedestal about um we've got to forget the score and play like it's 0-0, or this is gonna
Yep.
bite us. And I think a lot of teams do that, and I think that I was really proud of the way we played after that, where
Yeah.
we
I think
just
it was that match.
yeah, and we had moments where we lost 2 and 3 games after that, but you're gonna have that. It was a very very talented group of teams at that Dallas round. Everyone's getting very good at cloth. They're gonna teams are gonna have good games and get on streaks. It's just how do you keep your head right? How do you keep um, how do you what does it take to win a game? And when you're up 3 games, but there's still 5 games left to play, you got to get that out of your head that you're up 3 games, because you're only up 3 games because you were playing like it was tied when you won those 3 games. So how do we mentally reset and finish strong? when we're still up. And I think it showed when we went into Elam that we kept playing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we played Grizzlies in Salt Lake City, I think we ended up winning like 8-1 or something like that. But I remember someone coming up to me when the score was like 4-1. They're like, "What do you think for the next game?" I'm like, "We're not changing anything. What do you mean? We just
Exactly.
it's 4-1." And then we win another one. They're like, "What do you think?" I'm like, "No, like why would we change up the play style? It hasn't gotten to that point yet." And then
Foot
once
on
we're
the
up
gas.
five, I'm like, "Okay, now we can slow it down a little
Yep.
bit." There's like
Yep.
4 or 5 minutes left.
Yeah, and the way I'm running cloth is foot on the gas till it's iced every time.
Yeah.
All
And I
gas, no
think
Every time.
brakes.
and I mean till it's garbage time, you got to play like there's no like it's 0-0. And
That was
I
literally our entire mentality the entire elim, which is like we're going 0-0, reminding ourselves the entire time. That's pretty much all we said to each other. That was about it. Lock in 0-0.
Love it. All right, so you guys then get into the playoffs. You play Atlanta Threat. You guys won 15-13. I'm not gonna lie, I was watching Court Stream 1, but I saw you guys in the background. And I kept on going back and seeing like Threat's reaction. And I could tell that they lost that last game. And like you guys met at the midcourt or something like that. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. I'm like updating the schedule, updating the standings to see if you guys won. But I'm like, I think they won. I think they won. And then obviously you guys won.
Yeah, that was a tough match because it didn't really feel like there was momentum going on either side the entire time. Like I'm trying to remember it for the most part, but it
I
was
think they went up early. I think they went up about 8-2.
yeah,
Um, and they have a very talented team. But you know we came firing back, and I think we went up. I want to say we went up. We went. I think we made it 6-8 before the half,
yeah,
and then we won a couple games after the half that felt like we were really icing it, and then or really, we're hitting our stride, and then they came roaring back, tied it up,
yep.
and then I think it was just back and forth to the. It was a thriller. It was a thriller for sure.
Yeah, 'cause I know
Um,
we threw like a good number of catches. Like they were just making really good plays, like either catching
yeah,
it slow in the middle neutral zone or they would make really crucial counters at certain points. So like it was just tough to like really push him the way we wanted to, and I think that's what slowed us down initially in the first few points.
yeah. I remember Chris Wheeler, Pierce McKenna, and I think his name's Evan Conley.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I
Play,
have their roster pulled up right now. So they had Chris Wheeler, Sam Samowski, Evan Conley, Cam Parkey, Sean Huante, Eric Jones, and Pierce McKenna.
yeah, I remember specifically Pierce and Chris. Chris Pierce and Chris and
Cam,
Sean playing pretty really well. Yeah, Cam.
yeah,
I mean, all those guys, are good, but they were tough. It was a battle. It was a really fun match, and you know, blessed we went on top.
Yeah,
That's why we play. That's why we play, man. For games like that,
yeah,
that was a blast. It could have been either one of us.
it's a real back and forth. And I just want to give Sam his flowers. I thought Sam played Samowski. I thought Sam Samowski
oh
played
yeah.
really, really well in Minnesota. Like Myles, he caught you on the top of his head with that
Oh yeah,
throw.
That I haven't been more pissed by someone catching me in some bullshit way other than Sam. And I've been meaning to get my revenge on him, but I haven't had a chance yet. So I'm coming for you, man.
And
yeah.
then
He really strikes me as a really smart player.
Yeah, he's
yeah,
Just
definitely an irritant.
he just seems to know exactly what to do in every scenario. And for somebody that I haven't seen at a lot of elite or USA rounds, the first time I saw him was Minnesota, and they beat us, and in this round playing cloth, I mean, he seemed to know exactly what to do and did it well.
Yeah.
I
Like
believe this is his first year of playing like competitive dodgeball. I know this is definitely his first year in Minnesota. This is his first round, but I mean, he went to Alabama round. I thought he played really well. Shows that he's dedicated, that he goes out to all these tournaments. But it was on the stream court. Last ball, he's playing rat, steps up, gets the hit, turns. It is a close ass throw. I forget who threw it, but it's like a 10-foot throw. And he caught it. And I was like, oh my God, Sam is getting so good.
Yeah,
yeah. Like he's definitely an irritant. Like he's playing that rat role. Like that's honestly like his specialty right there. Because either you're gonna miss him, he's gonna get you out, or he'll trade. Like he's gonna do the right play that'll benefit his team, and that's what's honestly those are the most annoying plays to deal with because you don't want to get too close because then either you're gonna fuck it up or he's gonna get you in a really bad spot. So it's just tough to deal with that.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next series. You guys play Crutch Mode and the semifinals. Scores a little lopsided. It was 25-9. Who wants to start with this one?
I'll let Miles start.
Yeah, so I think the game plan for us was like I think when we went in, the whole plan was just kind of repeat what we did in the previous match. Like play fast, play smart, play together, and I just remember the mindset 0-0 the entire time. And I don't remember how many points or how many sets we won in a row. Like it was like 12-0. I might be wrong on that, but like it was just like we were playing fast, and I think that's what allowed us to get the confidence because when we realized like, hey, when we play fast, they don't have time to like square up and catch, and that gave us more and more confidence to keep throwing. Because I think in round robin when we played up, when we were throwing solos and they were catching us, every catch made us not want to throw it harder or throw it in better spots. So we just kept throwing more and more catches, and then that when you play a catching team, that gets in your head when you're throwing. So when we changed things up, we realized, hey, they can't catch us now. That allowed us to play a little bit more freer, a little bit faster, without having to hesitate in the play calls or hesitate on the throws. So it made things a little bit easier for us to kind of play our style for the most part. So that's kind of how the game became a little bit lopsided on that end for that.
Yeah, I remember we did I think we went up about like they did the first and round robin. I think we went up 10-2
Yeah.
first half, something like that.
Mhm.
And uh I do remember, I remember telling the team, hey, we gotta play like we did those last three games of round
Yep.
robin. We gotta try to get them in transition. Um, we know it doesn't work. We know that trying to play slow, trying to gun them with our offense didn't work out so well. So we got to try to run down, and it worked. I mean, Ryan, it worked too well. It was evident. I have some good friends on that other team, and I felt bad for them because honestly, they
Yeah.
just they could nothing was going right for them. They just got so unlucky on some things, and balls I've seen them come down with they couldn't come down with, and they had a tough match, and we took advantage of it. We went up big in the first half, and I feel like I was successful. That we switched halves, and I said, guys, forget it. It's halftime, and a team like this that ran up the score on us in round robin. I mean, they can easily come back and get in this. And so it felt great. Put on the gas. We just doubled it in the second half. I think we went up 22-4 or something like that before,
Yeah.
conceding some games. But I think if we're not able to come out of the second half super hot, that's a totally different game. They could come back in it, and
Yep.
that's why that was one of the only like I think blowout matches of the weekend, really, or the lopsided matches, because every game was so competitive. I think that's you know that can get real ugly being up 10-2 and letting a team creep back into it. I was really proud of us avoiding that and keeping our heads down, playing just like we did the first half and running it up.
I watched this series live, and I would say respectfully, at halftime, I think both teams knew kind of what was going to happen, and I think pretty early in the second half, both teams were like, okay, like Fallout is definitely going to the finals. My next question is, did you guys have a series where everything clicked? I'm assuming this is that series.
Honestly, I think it was the threat series where it kind of clicked for us. Just because there was a lot of, I'm gonna say drama, during that match. It really forced us to really lock in and be like, hey, whatever's happening on the court, whatever's happening, just tune it out, focus on what's happening in the game, focus on what we can control. And I think that's where the flip switched for us. But then clutch mode or crutch mode is where we really execute and like play on with that switch. So I think that's at least in my opinion. Marshall might have a different answer though.
No, I think that's fair. Yeah, even though Threat did come back at the end, and I think they tied it up. I think we won just before. I think we won on the final game.
Yeah, I think
I'm
it's
pretty
Um,
sure, yes, yeah.
we definitely figured. It definitely felt like we figured some things out to go from 2-8 to 12-8 to win 5 games in a row against a team like Threat. Um, and then even though they got their two back and they got back into it, but we to that stretch there was still a net win for us. I think that was the switch, and then crutch mode was more of us just dialing in how we had learned to win games, which was using our athleticism, using our transition plays, and it just allowed us to hone in our shots a little bit better. We threw balls that um uh towards the start of the crutch mode, maybe the balls we were throwing weren't perfect, but were good. But towards the end, they were getting pretty perfect. So I feel like it was a honing match for us.
That definitely makes more sense where you guys were having click moments against threat, and then you're like, okay, now we know what to do for crush mode. All right, but getting into the finals. So, what was the strategy in the finals? What was the message in the huddle? What were you guys prepared to do? What were you guys focusing on prios? I don't know how cloth works.
yeah. Trying to remember the game plan. Like I feel like the entire, at least for elimination, the message was the same the entire time, but just don't don't focus on the scoreboard. Like I think for at least me, I didn't look at that scoreboard the entire match because with especially with outsiders, they can really kill your momentum. And when you start panicking and you start looking at the scoreboard, that's when things usually go their way. Um, so I think the message for us was just like, hey, score 0-0. Doesn't matter where we are in the game, 0-0. Focus on what you can control, focus on playing fast, but playing smart because outsiders will turn the table very quickly and on a dime. So it's just making sure that whatever the play calls we do, we execute on, we communicate as best we can, um, because shit can go sideways. Like playing against them at any point, and it's hard to deal with a team like that.
Yeah, I mean they're all absolute dogs, and we all know that. They've been winning everything for a long time, and I'm sure they'll continue uh, winning, big tournaments, we knew what we were up against. We're up against the best players and that have been playing together for 10 years. So my message was kind of more uh, simple. Let's get a clean rush. Let's get a good start every game and go from there. Uh, because we felt like we had a good rush plan, and Myles is absolutely the fastest man on the planet for that middle ball.
Still, still,
Yeah, but they both still got it on me, which drove me nuts.
I think.
we were watching that live, and they're like, "Bo's fast." I'm like, "Yeah, he is fast." Like,
Yeah, they
don't
caught me
don't
off
sleep
guard.
on Bo.
Yep. He
Did
actually
you
pissed me
guys
off when he did it.
did you guys realize that they started with seven on the court that first game?
No,
Absolutely not.
Oh, I'm
we were
watching
so
it.
confused.
I'm watching it live, and I see the double, and I'm just like, please, like, please, someone realize that they started with seven because you get the double, and there's still five on the court, and you're like, why is there still an extra person on the court?
Had no
Yeah.
idea.
No, I was so pissed because like we got a double on
But
them, and then they got a double on us, and it was just like, goddamn, like we could
yeah,
have had like some we could have had slight advantage to going into the game, and then they immediately follow up with a double. Like, wow, that's crazy.
I mean they pointed it out. They're the ones that brought it up. I don't even think the rest would have noticed.
Oh wow, I saw that Kim was pointing at. It seemed like one of the refs, or I think he's the first one that kind of realized it, but yeah, again, watching it live, I think someone was like grabbing their water bottle and they thought that they were in, but then someone was like probably out and stopped on last second. So they had six. And yeah, fortunately, they started down 2 points because of it. But you guys win the next series and then they come back, tie it up. I believe you guys go up like 4 or 5 more games after that. They switch up their rotations a little bit. They have some people sit, and then they tie it up again. and then
Yeah.
they call a timeout. They win that game, kind of going into the half. So, what's the mindset at halftime?
Uh, Remind me, I haven't had a chance to watch it. Were we tied going into the half? Down game?
I think you guys were tied. It was on the second court. I don't have the film for the second court, but
Yeah, I was watching it. So I think we were up like a game, I think, like 2 points, I think, before half. But they were
So
definitely coming back.
there was no timeout at the half. It
Yeah,
it
was
was
just a switch sides.
yeah.
I
oh,
do
so
remember
it
that.
was the game before you guys switched sides. They called a timeout, and I'm watching it obviously live, and I'm like, I think outsiders should call a timeout here because they could kill a lot of momentum if they just win this and then switch halves.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
I
But yeah,
remember Brian asking me if I wanted to use my timeout because we were taking too long to set up on the start of the second half because they were not treating it as a timeout. They were just treating it as a switch sides. Um, so I was like, absolutely not. Like, we'll line up right now. But yeah, I can't exactly. So the there was no halftime speech because there was no halftime. Um, I think the we must have gone up at that point because I know I ended up calling a timeout towards the end of the game when outsiders came back, probably a game or two too late. I was hoping we could figure it out without having to burn that. But I think I called a timeout when we were up two games, maybe one
no, I
game.
think
No,
they called that timeout. So because I know when they started coming back, you called the timeout, Marshall, and I think that's when I suggested let me move to corner just to kind of throw their rhythm off. And I think I played maybe 2 sets before I busted my foot. um, but I think that's when it was kind of working a little bit because their rhythm was thrown off a little bit, which allowed us to kind of slow their momentum down a bit. But they still came back anyways. But after that, everything's fuzzy for me.
yeah, you called the timeout as soon as they tied up the game. And again, I'm watching it live, and I'm like, I think I would have called it like one more game before that, but I'm like, the second they tie it up, like you have to call a timeout.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and even some people were even suggesting it to me earlier, and I just yeah, I mean, looking back, of course, it's going to look like I should have done a timeout. I mean, I wish I did a timeout, but it just I felt like we could win that game, and I didn't want to give them the satisfaction of making us use a timeout. Because I'm not. I just I just didn't feel it was necessary, but obviously it was. I mean, obviously they got back into the game. Um, but I don't remember how we won those next because I remember us being up two games or maybe was it three games with about 5 minutes left. Was it two games? Must have been two. We had about 5 minutes left, and it was very reminiscent of the threat game earlier in the day when we were up and we started talking about how to, hey, take games slow. How do we slow the game down? And I remember, telling the guys, hey, there's 5 minutes left, and the way the rule sets were, I said there's three games left. Like we have to win a game. Like we've so the it's 0-0. Like we have to win a game. Let's play these next three games. Like there's like the score is 0-0 because we've got to win a game. And I think we dropped the next two. I think that's how it went down. Um, we dropped the next two, but I gotta say personally, I wasn't worried about it. I mean, I wasn't thinking worry about it or thinking about how to uh win or lose this match. I was thinking each point I felt we were very locked in on trying to win that point, and we failed twice, and then third time we did not fail, and
Third
that's the
time's a
way I
charm,
felt
man.
about it. What do you think, Miles? Is that accurate?
I mean, I was getting attention for my foot the entire time. So literally the last 3 games I did not see. Like I only saw maybe the last like 10 seconds of the final point. I'm like, oh shit, we won. I don't know how the fuck we did it. because like I was trying to like when there was a point where I was on my stomach and like I think Stephanie O'Halick was like testing out my Achilles to see what the damage was, and Brandon Cook, I love this man. He was talking me out of going out of a dark hole because I was pissed at that point. So at that point, like whatever was happening around me, I just wasn't like I wasn't on this plane existing at that point because I was just mad. So they were helping me out in the corner, so I didn't really get to a point where I was able to like watch the game until like the last 30 seconds. And at that point, I had no idea what the score was. And then based on the screaming, I'm assuming Outsiders is either tying it up or we're losing. I had no idea. But when I saw Jordan make that final kill, I was like, oh shit, we won. Like, cool. Everyone's cheering. I'm like, okay, we made it. Like the team, you guys were locked in, you guys were crushing it. So I had complete faith you guys would handle it, but I just had no idea what was going on.
That last game was crazy. Going into it tied, and we
Off of two losses. Off of
yes, yes, and we didn't. Okay, so when we got to the second core, because we started on the women's finals, and then respectfully, the score was pretty lopsided pretty quickly. So then we switched to core two, and you guys, I think, were like up like 10-6, something like that. I'm like, no, 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 let's go back. Let's go back. Like, let's rewatch it. So we're rewatching it, and then someone in our group message is like, congrats, Fallout, congrats, Fallout. And we were literally just starting the very last game. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my God, well, the boys won, so I know what's going to happen here. But like, still knowing that you guys won, I'm like on the edge of my seat with every single hit. And then Jordan rushes Kim at the very end. I'm like, oh my God, because I don't think he had to throw that ball, right?
No, I think we had two guys on the court, so he didn't have to. But at that point, you might as well just make sure it happens.
I was terrified. I'm like, oh my God, Kim at the front line.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
that is
go,
a
man.
nightmare. That's a nightmare in any other situation.
Yeah, I definitely uh I do remember seeing that, and we were trying to rush him and close it out, but he did throw alone, and it was like I was that could have played out differently. We all know Kim, he's one of the best, and uh but I mean there were enough guys there that I don't think he knew right away that Jordan was going to throw. And I mean Jordan just didn't put it anywhere stupid, but still, it's one of those things. I've been in the situation before, um, where you're up 5-6-1. I've lost a 6-1 game that kept us from going to Final Four and Finals 2024. We were up 6-1, and all we had to do was finish the game, and we had some guys wanting to play slow and some guys wanting to close games. And so, you know, Jordan stuck to the game plan, and that's what the game plan I set, and then I we all should have stuck to the game plan. We were all there to make the play, but Jordan made the play. I think he was ready to get three more balls if he made a play on that ball.
Yeah. I mean, again, I knew what was going to happen. I knew you guys won, but I was like, oh my God. If I didn't know that you guys won before like watching it, I'm like, this might be a catch. Like he's right there and it's Kim. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of to your point, like he didn't put it in a spot where Kim could catch the ball. So hey, shout out you guys. Congrats. It has to feel really good. I
Oh
know
yeah.
Salt Lake City was a little frustrating. Marshall, I mean, we were fucking dead at the end of the finals, like dead. Minnesota sucked, like
Yeah.
sucked.
That was brutal.
We were all right there. Second half, just complete momentum goes to Outsiders, and they beat us. Played Outsiders twice now this year, 1-1. Little rivalry, maybe. It might have seen some stuff on the internet the last day or two, but I like it. Makes me want to play cloth. I will not play cloth, but
I
you
was
know
saying
what?
you can feel my spot, bro.
Uh, I mean, I have nothing but respect for the Outsiders. I
Yeah.
think they are it's just so admirable what they've done as a team. I know I'm probably saying things that have been said on a lot of podcasts, but um, I mean, to go from the team they were pre-COVID, and they were always decent. but they just became absolute monsters. And they play so well together, and they have so much talent, and they obviously train and practice together. And I was just thrilled that we were able to overcome that and get a W for ourselves. I mean, they're still, in my opinion, they're still the team to beat, and they're still
Yep.
top dogs, and they're still number one in the power rankings, number one in everyone's mind for a reason.
Yeah.
But it just felt great to get a W for the Fallout boys. And yeah, I mean, I all the uh, all the respect in the world to them, what they've been able to do.
Yeah.
And
I'll echo that. Oh, go ahead, Mark.
no, and just it was just really the whole tournament. Really, I was really impressed with the level of competition. I know there was only 11 teams there, but everyone is getting a lot better at cloth. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm watching people now. Everyone is, you know, catching the other team if they're giving their play away too loud. All the teams are capitalizing on that. Every team is thinking about the strategy of the game, thinking about who should throw, listening to see if they can catch the team giving away who's going to throw, and then capitalizing on that and making plays. And it's just really exciting. It's just a higher level of competition than the game was, I think, 2 years ago, and it's exciting to be a part of it and be
Yeah,
competitive.
definitely not. Yeah, but I'll definitely echo on the outsider thing because I remember playing outsiders either last year or 2 years ago when they played Claw, and it was kind of like how Fallout played Claw. It's from my interpretation, it didn't seem like they cared. They were just kind of having fun with it, and from that transition from then to this year, they were forced to be reckoned with because going into it, I'm thinking, okay, they don't care about Claw, but because it happens to be in Dallas, they're there to play. They're going to be a good time, and there was no point of relaxation during that match at all. So
No, it was
yeah,
an absolute blast, and that's why we play. Right? I don't know if
yeah,
that's why everybody else. I mean, I'm a pretty silly guy, and I joke around a lot, and I try not to be too serious in anything in life except dodgeball, and that was just so much fun that everyone took it so seriously
yeah,
and played as hard as they could and left it all out there on the court. And I'm sure it was more fun for us because we won, but it was. I had fun. I would have had fun either way. I had a blast, a blast Sunday when Outsiders gave it back to me. So
yeah. Like, even like with some like the score or point differentials, like that doesn't really tell the entire story because like Marshall said, like all the teams there, like even though there was 11 teams, every single team had talent. Like every single team gave up a fight. Like I think I
yeah,
brought it up the other like during the weekend is that when we went to playoffs, we had to beat every team we lost to in round robin. Like I don't think any of the team we played, we beat them. We either tied or we lost. So we had to make the necessary adjustments in order to get that dub.
it's a
And
good point. It's a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
that's a really
point.
good point.
yeah, I was sitting like thinking, I'm like, shoot, did we beat any of these teams? And like we didn't. Like the only team we could have was Threat, but I think we either we won the last point or we tied at the end. I know that much, but. Like that was really the only team we technically didn't lose to, but we also didn't beat at the same time. So we had to change up our game. We had to figure it out, and we just came out on top. But there was no easy match at any point in that day.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll put in my 2 cents too. I do think that this is like somewhat of a rivalry now, if I'm being totally honest, with Bo leaving Flay and going to Outsiders. And it's like a fun respect thing, like you could feel it in Minnesota. You could
Yeah,
definitely feel it in Minnesota. But I think people on both sides are respectful, and I love it. Like if I could sign up right now, Outsiders versus Fallout for Nationals, I'll sign up
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
same.
And also, I think Outsiders clutch mode. I'm trying to think of like OG teams guys here. Like Outsiders clutch mode. There's no one really from this past weekend. Fortune, that's another one.
Yeah,
There's really not many teams that are still like true OG teams or like true to themselves. And I mean like Fortune, they really only have players on their team that are from Seattle. Outsiders, other than Shota and Bo is the same team that it's been for a very long time. So
Yeah.
I always use them as an example when I, hear people that want to leave their teams or they want to jump ship after 1 year. I'm like,
Yep.
you think that like what would happen if these guys jump ship? Kim talked
Yep.
about it on his last podcast. He tried making USA foam for 8 fucking years, and people try out for the practice squad one time and don't make it, and like they're ready to quit dodgeball. I'm like, this this guy is a world class player and he's
Yep.
been doing it for 8 years. That's 4 cycles. That means he's been told no. I mean, he was on the clock team. Don't get me wrong. That means like he wanted foam. It didn't happen for 8 years, and like people are so ready to quit. But to get back on my tangent, I think it's a fun rivalry. I think a lot of outsiders I think very highly of them. All right, and my last question, and then we'll kind of get into questions from the people. Will we see a version of this team again?
That's a great question. I don't know if we actually talked about it at the tournament, what the future plan is, especially because again, half the team was free agent. So as far as I'm aware, I don't know if there is a plan. I'm hoping there is. I would love to call all those guys back, run it back. Um, but yeah, I think we have to have a conversation about that.
We're definitely bringing a lot of the same guys to nationals. Uh, obviously Myles is hurt, which just totally completely sucks. Um, yeah, I mean, a version. I think we've got. Uh, I know Jordan and Ryan will be playing with Filthy, so we lose them. But we got some players that we can recruit, and so it's going to be a typical fallout. There's going to be a couple changes, but I think the core. So Harley, Randy, uh, me, um, I guess me is going to be me, Nick, and Levi. And
Giancarlo?
well, yeah,
If he wants, yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, Giancarlo, it's a little bit up in the air, but we're definitely we're signing up for nationals. We're gonna field a team for sure. What I guess in the eye of the beholder, whether it's a version of this team, I think it is. I think it's the same guys. Very proud to play with these guys.
Well said, Skittles. I'm excited to see what you guys pull. I'm contemplating fucking staying an extra day and watching you guys and chatting. Like, I thought that was a fun team. I do think that Cloth, as much as I hate to admit this, you guys know I don't like Cloth. I think it was a fun watch this weekend. Don't get me wrong, I definitely hate watch a little bit, but I thought there was some really good series.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it was a great weekend. It was definitely despite how it ended up for me, it was definitely worth that weekend going. Like every second of it was a blast. Like there was really this was one of the first few tournaments where there wasn't like a moment where I had doubt in the team. Like and not in like oh this team sucks or anything like that. But like every team's gonna have moments where like, oh shit, we might lose this, or oh shit, like things are not going the way we want. And like, yeah, because it was easier to say that because we won, but we also had our hardship during Run Robin. And between the vibes of the team, the chemistry, the way we played, the way we communicate with each other, and we were able to kind of pull each other up when we had individual down moments. Like that is something you don't really see often from teams, and that was something I want to make sure that whatever iteration of Fallout going forward comes out, we can keep that going for sure.
I love it. I love it. Excited for you guys. Happy for you guys. Proud of you guys. I have a lot of pride. So again, I wanted to take Claude serious, even though I'm not part of the team. But I was on Giancarlo's ass. Like, what the fuck are we doing this year?
I
Well, thank you
appreciate
for
that.
that because
Yeah.
You're welcome. All right, let's move on to questions from the people. Thank you to everyone who sent them in. First one from Amanda Luce. Question for both. How do you stay humble and do you feel like it makes for a better player? Let's start with Marshall.
do I stay humble? I think life has a way of humbling everyone. I mean, um just this past month or so, I feel like I up until last weekend I had a pretty good weekend, but I was really struggling. And you got I just felt like I had the yips. I just felt like I couldn't remember how to play. And with dodgeball, it's like, man, when you don't remember how to catch, what do you do? Like you got to find it. So um, I think I try to practice humility. I'm a Christian, so I try to not exude hubris, but I think that even with that, just life has a way of knocking you down when you feel like you're up a peg. So um, just keep that in mind and uh, try not to make other people feel bad when I'm successful.
Okay.
Yeah. I can kind of echo that. Like I know for me, like everyone kind of looks at me as like a fun-loving guy. Like I'm always in a good mood. I'm always cheering, goofy, whatever the case may be. Like I've seen, like since I started like back in the league, I've seen some kind of weird dynamics with like players that are like really good, but they either shit about on like the lower tier players, or there's the clicks, or there's a whole bunch of stuff I've seen. And I always told myself, like, one, like, no matter how good I can get or however good I think I may be, I don't want to be that guy where I'm too good to this, and that to another person. Um, because like the sport doesn't grow if you don't bring in new players. And if you have new players coming in, they feel like shit because I'm on their level, or so they say. They're not going to come back. So making sure that like you treat everyone like an equal. Like, sure, they may not be as good as you. Like, that's gonna happen. There's always gonna be a power gap between certain players, and that's okay. But helping them grow. Like, if they ask you questions, like teach them, help them. If you see they're struggling with something, help them. Because that's the only way one you can get better. Because you can make your top competitors better, you have to outdo your competitors, not push them down so they can't grow because then you don't grow. So like that's I like to make sure that like if I have someone that's asking questions, I always try to give them the best answer I can possibly give them. I don't want to steer them down the wrong path because that's just a dick move, in my opinion. If you're gonna not help people get better, because again, the sport needs more people. Like it's gonna die if we don't keep getting new people coming in. So making sure that you don't get a big head thinking you're a hot player and people don't really give a shit about you outside of the sport. So we're a community for a reason. So taking care of our people is the big thing.
I also think it's really easy to stay humble when you surround yourself with like-minded people. Like
Yeah.
for example, I don't care how good of a player you are. If I think you're cocky or you have an attitude, I never want you on my team ever. I just don't care.
Yeah, but it's hard to be around them because it's just like it's a very different mindset. Like at first they just rub me the wrong way, and I usually don't want to be around. Like I could be nice to you, but to be around someone that's constantly cocky just makes me feel gross personally.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. How do you extract the confidence without having the cockiness? It's I think the struggle for me. It's easy for me to not have confidence or cockiness, but it's hard to get that confidence sometimes that I can do this. I can succeed. I think I struggle a bit more with that than I do with not being too cocky.
Yeah. All right, next question from David Levitz. How do you get your cloth throw to such an effective place? Any specific drills or workouts focuses you guys recommend?
Uh, Marshall, I'll let you go first.
Okay. Well, I've definitely been working on my cloth throw for for a long time. I remember uh I go to the gym and I throw for 45 minutes to an hour cloth ball. And I don't do that with any other ball. And that's just because, it's a great honor to be in the mix of people that get selected for Team USA. And that's it for me. It's a little bit hard to switch back and forth between ball types. So I will practice foam, especially leading up to foam tournaments. But day in and day out, I'm practicing cloth and I'm practicing honing my cloth throw. Um, I just throw it against the wall. I throw it close. I throw it far, and I just try to get in throws. I try to practice running throws or coming out of crouch position throws, and I think that that really helped me change my mindset from dodgeball being a hobby to dodgeball being uh, a part of my life. Was when I started practicing my throw regularly to get better, to get to the next level.
For me, I have big hands, so cloth is a little bit easier for me to throw compared to the average person. But what I typically do is grip strength training. Um, that's kind of a big thing for me because if you don't have a good grip on the cloth ball, you're kind of screwed. Like honestly, I don't know how people with small hands throw it. That's kind of crazy to me if you're able to do it. Like Marshall, I know you got some baby hands, and yet you're still able to place it where you want
I,
it.
I just got these tiny hands.
You do, and it's
Come
kind
on,
of
Skittles.
it's honestly kind of like I talk to people all the time about it, like they'll ask me like how do you like grip it or how you do this. I'm just like I just kind of grab it, but grip strength training does help a ton with that because one, it's a long day. If your forearm dies, doesn't matter the ball size. If your forearm dies, you're kind of fucked with the ball. So I do a lot of like dead hangs or grip strength, like endurance training. And kind of like what Marshall said, I do try to do at least once or twice a week if I can. Um, Throwing practice on my own, especially because where I live, there's not a lot. There's really no dodgeball that I can practice with, so it's a lot of solo training. So trying
uh,
different throws out. Okay.
yeah, sorry if you don't mind. Couple things, to even to better answer his question. When I first started throwing a cloth ball, I tried to throw it all back, and I think it helped me quite a bit because my hands are smaller. It helped me practice the feeling that I needed to get any power on it at all. Throwing like a real top over the top straight down. That was the first time I ever was able to get some velocity on it. And then from that, I was able to develop that grip strength to throw fairly well. I don't have the hardest throw, but with a normal, baseball throw with a little bit more drop to the side. But yeah, it's that's I think that's one of the first things. Like I just had a lot of trouble holding the ball, and I just like, how do I get power on this? And some people tuck it in their arms and they throw, and there are people who are world class players that do that, but I just practiced a lot of throwing with my lower back, and eventually it worked. It worked its way into where now I can do that, or I can throw normal.
Yeah. Like I know for me, I have a very unorthodox throw. Like that's part of the reason why I'm able to do such a quick release with it because I'm not really doing a full like step into it compared to like your average throw. And because of that, I can kind of get away with a lot more with it. But that does kind of fuck with the accuracy a little bit. Because they tend to sail on me when I do that quick throw. So I've had to, especially in the last few months, I've really had to lock in on timing for the release. Instead of just popping it off and just kind of letting it happen, I had to really focus on when to release it, how high I need to release it from the ground, where it's going once I release it. Like a lot of that I never really thought about because it's a different game. Especially if you want to take your game to the next level, you really have to focus on where your weak points are in your throw.
I also can't stress enough how much of an idiot you look like at any normal gym when you're practicing your throw. You got to get over that
Is
because
this guy
that's
playing volleyball? What is he doing?
Yo, hold on. So, because all right, so for those of you guys that don't know where I live basically on a college campus because my girlfriend works as like a housing administrator. So for a while we had free housing because of that. So my gym was the university gym, and I would go to like the main gymnasium area to throw it on like a basketball court, and there's a shit ton of like badminton players because we have a lot of international players. So I just be next to them just hopping at golf balls, scaring the shit out of everybody. Because the sound effects would like reverberate across the entire gym. So if someone's walking by and they don't know what the hell I'm doing, I'll just crack one real hard, and they all just flinch. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, continue on walking to go that way. I won't hit you, I promise. But they may all run to the other side of the gym to make sure I don't hit them. It's kind of funny.
yeah. For me, it's always I have a 24-hour fitness membership, and they always have basketball courts, and it's one of the reasons I don't get rid of it is that like I haven't found another gym that has every one of their gyms has a space for me to throw.
Yeah.
And do I look like a complete idiot in front of everyone playing full court basketball? Absolutely. And do I deal with a lot of questions and can you dodge wrenches? Of course, but I just get over it, and because to me, if I don't go and do it, I won't. I can't do it at home. I'm the kind of person that has to go and do it, and I can mark up a fence or a wall with tape and hit spots,
yeah,
and that's a better. It's gonna do better for. It's gonna make me a better dodgeball player than
Mhm.
uh doing a strength workout.
Yeah. Like I know for a while, like when I was in Texas, I didn't have a spot I could really throw at. So I found a tree and I had a net just hang up from the tree and just throw on grass. And I don't know about y'all, but throwing on grass is terrible because it's nothing close to the normal like
Mhm.
throw. Like you try to plant and you plant a little too far, your foot's sliding, and that ball is just sailing wherever it wants to go. Um, so yeah, you definitely have to like if you want to take yourself to your skill to the next level, you got to put in the extra work, regardless of how it looks, how stupid it looks to the average person. You really gotta be
And
willing to look stupid in order to get
I
to.
learned it. I learned it from the LA guys too, Glenn and Glenn Spacer and
Mhm.
Justin Pine. Just watching their throw and asking them how they got better, and they said, "Man, when we were trying out for the World's team in 2017, I mean, Glenn's the one that told me, and watching Pine, I know he did it too, but um, we just threw this foam ball over and over and over and over again until we just could put it wherever we wanted to. And it's so evident in their games because they're so accurate with the foam ball. And I was like, man, I got to be like that if I want to be the top level in cloth.
Yeah,
Does Nick have massive hands?
never really thought about it. I
I
know
don't
I
know.
His pump fakes, I mean, at least on the stream court, they're insane. Like there was this one sequence, and I meant to bring it up during the finals part, but because I feel like a lot in like the first half, he was taking those 50-50 throws on Eli, and he was winning them
yeah,
almost every single time. If not, he was taking him out along with himself. But
yeah,
there was one sequence in the second half. It's like the lower left part if you're watching the streams. Like Nick is playing the left side of the court. Him and Eli are pump faking each other, and Nick is bringing the ball all the way up and then bringing it back, all the
yep,
way up and bringing it back. I'm like, how the fuck did that ball not slip out of his hand? That was
yeah,
in. It was more impressive that he didn't get Eli out, or at least throw the ball at Eli, than
yeah.
like him just keeping it in his hand.
Yeah, that I remember. I think I know the sequence you're talking about. He pumped like 4 times, and Eli actually backed off, and that pissed me off. I'm like, when is it ever that easy with Eli? Like, you never get him to back off just from pump faking you. Um, but I heard I was watching some of the streams the other day, and I think one of the commentators said that he played handball in wherever he's from.
He
So that
did.
might have to
I do know
something.
that.
Mm.
Yes, he played a lot. He played a lot of handball. He's very good at handball. Um,
Yeah,
I
I think
think I
that
think
was a
handball's
lot.
a bit of a smaller ball, but it's a
It's a lot
similar.
smaller. Yeah,
It's a similar. Uh, I think it's like a similar material. Honestly, I don't know if it's
yeah.
cloth,
It's like
but
a cloth-ish material, but they're allowed to
yeah,
use like a sticky gel around the ball, which is real weird. Like I follow a handball account here and there, and I know they use a sticky substance that
yeah,
would be hard
that's
to deal
got to
with.
be where it comes from, Ryan.
Gotcha. I was like, that was insanely impressive. All right, we got a few more questions here. We're gonna have to lightning round this a little bit. I feel like I do this every podcast, but my iPad is dying. We have been recording for 2 hours.
It's crazy.
All right, this one's for Marshall from David Levitt. Are there any plans for PYK in the coming years?
PYN.
Yes, PYN.
PYN. Got it. Got it. We'll see. Not sure. We had some guys doing some life things. We're all still friends, so we may pick it up next year. I mean, as far as I don't want to say never say never. I mean, we never formally talked about any of that. I mean, we formally disbanded, but we're all still friends, and I love those guys. So if they're making a team, I want to play with them, and I'm not sure. But never say never. But as far as like we have no formal plans to reassemble.
Okay. All right, next question from Luke Finder. How have you developed and maintained such great attitudes and energy on your teams throughout the years? Let's start with Myles.
I think it's kind of similar to the humble mentality where it's just don't be a dick. Like that's that's really the main thing. Just don't be a dick. Um, if you come into a team with the attitude of getting better, most players in dodgeball want to get better. So we all have the same goal. So it's just a matter of how we can accomplish that goal in order to, or how what's the methodology in order to get to the goal we're trying to get to. So I think that's really the main mentality there.
I think uh I just try to be the teammate, the best teammate I can, and be the teammate that I want to have. I try to pick people up, and it's at the end of the day, it's just a game where we're there to have fun and play competitive ball. And so I absolutely love it, and I have my very serious moments, and my people have caught me. They think I I don't I can't say I never have gotten in a argument or anything like that, but they've caught me in some tense moments. But you know, uh, in life, I'm not a serious person. So it's dodgeball is just a different game for me. I just try to make I try to make people laugh, and I try to I'm a people pleaser when I'm not playing dodgeball. So I think it translates well into dodgeball.
Marshall, can I make a confession to you?
Sure.
Okay. Do you remember when we played each other in Arizona like 2 years ago and you're on Synergy?
No.
You were on Synergy. I think it was like Joey
I
Kramer.
remember playing on Synergy. I don't remember playing Flight.
We played you guys in the semis for no sting, and the score was a little lopsided in our favor.
Okay. Okay, yes.
You were a little fiery, like a little fiery that series. And then I was like, I've never played against him before, but like, actually, you know what? I think we played at like a nationals one other time, but I was like, is he just kind of like this? I don't know. And then you played with us in Minnesota. I'm like, oh, I think he was just like really passionate about the outcome of the score in Arizona.
When we were getting our butts handed to us. Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, um
Miles, do you remember this?
I do remember this, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It
I
caught me off
think
guard.
so. I played with Synergy. I think that those guys, if I'm remembering correctly, um, those guys was one of their. They played together for a few elite tournaments. They picked me up. And I'm the kind of guy that never wants to give up. And even if I'm losing bad to a team, um, I just want to play as hard as I can till the bell rings and see what happens. And and if it means getting a little bit better and like we did against Clutch Mode and finding a way to win some games, even though the overall match is gone, but we figured out some ways to win. Even if it's just step change improvements, I want to play hard until the bell rings. And I think when I see my team start to lose that or want to give up and kind of start getting disappointed with the result before the game's over, it rubs me the wrong way. So like I hate it when I see it in other teams when they're blowing a team out or getting blown out and they don't take it seriously anymore. Because I feel like it's disrespectful to the other team. Like, if I beat you, I want you guys to try as hard as you can till the whistle. And if you beat me, I want to try as hard as I can to the whistle for you. I feel like it's a respect for the game. I
So the
just
one, I'm
I
sorry, go ahead.
If we're down big, let's find a way to get back in it. Like we dug our way into this hole. Let's find a way to get back in it. Let's play hard till the bell rings, and then we'll sort the rest out after.
So it kind of did get to a point where it's like, okay, Flight is gonna win. We're gonna play this slow. And I remember throwing the ball at you, and I was keeping it like close enough, obviously, for like you to catch the ball. But I want to go throw it at you, and you charged at me, and you caught it with your fucking face. And I was like, Oh, this guy's fucking pissed. I I loved it. I loved it. But again, I was like, is this guy normally like this? I don't know. And then Minnesota, I'm like, oh, he's a great teammate.
Yeah, that tracks. Yeah, I do not like it when teams start to get silly, up big or down big. It's like, if I'm down big, I want to find a way like I want to find a way to get to your level. And if I'm up big, I'm gonna keep piling on the points because not because I'm trying to make a statement or to run up the score 60-0, but because I want you to know that I respect you enough that I don't want you to find a way back into this game.
I agree. I had someone ask me a few weeks ago when it was during one of our rec games and the score was like 14-1 and they're like, what do we do here? And this was rec, but I'm like, in a tournament, you would just play this straight up no matter what because you can go out there fuck around, you're gonna look disrespectful. People are also gonna think you're disrespectful by playing how you normally would play. But how would you feel if someone was like doing fucking 360 and behind the back throws and fucking trying to
Yeah.
short catch you like
Yeah, I hate it. If I lose 1-14 to a team, I can take it if I earn that 1 point. And that if I beat you, if you're a new player and my team beats yours 14-2, you earned those two on me. That's you earned it. I played hard to the whistle, so if you beat me, you beat me.
yeah. All right, we got a few from Luke Finder here. Nope. This is the second one from Luke Finder. M and M, what are your top three favorite dodgeball jerseys?
I was thinking about this earlier, and I still really haven't come up with an answer. But I do know one of my favorite jerseys was one I actually designed myself. I was actually pretty proud of myself. It was one of the OG Kaiju jerseys. Is when we had our own like monster. Each individual player had their own individual
Ooh.
monster in the background. Pretty baller. I'm pretty proud of myself for that one. Um, but I know outside of that, I know the new Yakuza jerseys are pretty fire. I've seen the layouts for them. We're gonna be showing those at nationals. Um, and then I've had to pick a third one, man. I didn't think this far ahead. Um, if I had to pick a third one, it would probably be, I guess, one of the iterations of Outsiders. I don't know why, but almost all their jerseys are pretty fire. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a bad iteration of Outsider jerseys. So,
The white and blue ones are super clean.
yeah, especially those.
I
Marshall?
I apologize. I didn't think about this at all. Um, but I got throwback to Wild Cards, my first ever West Coast Elite team that I ran for a bit. I know Val Duran still rocks that Wild Cards jersey, and you guys will see it on me from time to time. I think it was sick. An old guy or a guy who retired got me into competitive dodgeball. Dan Robertson designed those. For some reason, I'm thinking it's gonna be crazy, but Crisis. I always thought there was it Crisis or no, it wasn't Crisis, it was Saucy. Saucy's jerseys.
Okay.
Was there's a lot of the Crisis guys. Those were cool, and it was a cool team name. I'm more of a team name guy than I am a jersey guy, to be honest. So
Yeah,
just happy
I
to
could
be
believe
here.
that.
To me, is like one of the best team names.
Let's go. Do we have a third one?
Oh, go with a relevant one. I don't have a third. I'll be
Okay.
honest. I don't think about jerseys at all.
Do you like the name Fallout? Do you like the jerseys?
Ooh, Beats of the Fire.
Because
I
one guy in the Zoom right now came up with the name, the other guy designed the jerseys. We're not going to tell you which one. Am I lying,
uh,
Miles?
Yeah, no, you're right.
I love the name Fallout. I think it's appropriate. I think it's
Fuck.
Yes.
The jerseys
I
are dumb. I hate the dinosaur.
the I'm not a jersey guy. The Fallout jersey is I've heard a lot of compliments. I don't get it. I don't get is it an inside joke?
No, it's not. I just thought it looked cool.
It
But you
just
know
look
what? I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. It looks cool to me.
it,
Yeah,
With that
no,
being
Toronto
said,
Raptors.
it
Miles is the
looks
one who
cool.
designed the jersey.
I came up with the name, yeah.
Yeah, the other way around. Yeah.
I think it's a great name.
I'm proud of myself for it. I'll take that.
Good team name.
Oh my goodness. I said we'd go through jerseys. I didn't even mention protect your neck. Of course, protect your neck.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
I know Levi and Patrick put a lot of time in those jerseys, and Brian
Mhm.
Linez as well.
It's a good one.
And
All right.
The Mexican refs ripped our jersey off to make their referee jerseys, I swear.
All right, one last one from Luke Finder from Miles. What is your favorite memory from, help me out here, Miles? How do you pronounce this?
Roselle.
Roselle Dodgeball.
Mm. Ah, man, it's been so many years there, so it's hard to pick one. But the one that comes to mind the most is the only time I ever got a double catch and then immediately get crushed in the face right afterwards. Um, so yeah, it was like I don't remember who was throwing, but like I got a double catch. I start running around like an idiot. Like I'm super psyched. I'm like, yeah, I finally got one. And forgetting that the game is still going. So someone cracked me in the face with a foam ball from like 5 feet away. So that one, that one rings true for a while.
All right, next question from Brittany Morales. For both, between foam and cloth, which ball type do you think is easier to learn first before transitioning to the other? This is a great question.
Okay, hold on. I have to read the question again. So easier to learn first before transitioning. I'm gonna go with foam first, just
Ooh,
because well, okay, it depends on like what level you're playing on. Like if you're playing like worlds like rules, I would say foam first because the rules are a lot easier to understand. Because cloth, there's a lot of like I guess minutia with the rules. Like especially the way the style works. Um, but yeah, I would say foam is probably easier to learn and then transitioning to cloth. If you're asking me which one's
which
easier to
ball
play,
type do you
different
think is
story.
easier to learn?
Yeah, based on the phrase of the question, I'm gonna go with foam is easier to learn, cloth is harder to learn. And then if you're asking me how to play it, different that'd be a different answer. But
This is the other way around, correct?
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. I'm with I'm gonna go with Miles. I think foam is easier to learn. It's easier. Was something about transition.
like
Well,
if you were to transition from like one ball type to the other,
transit. Uh. Well, let me answer the first part of the question first. I think foam is easier to learn because a baseball throw will get you pretty far in starting in foam, whereas with a cloth, it's a the ball is a different size, so you have to learn how to uh, throw a ball that size. For me and Miles, it was easier for us to learn cloth because we played 8.5. So, it was kind of like my progression with the whole thing. I started with, we played with foam balls in high school. A lot of little kids play with foam balls. That's what I wanted to play. When I went to college, 8.5 was the only thing available. So that's what I played. Got good at that. And then we're playing no sting and got good at that. And then everyone wants to go back to foam. And I'm like, of course I'm not doing that. So but here I am. I mean, I would play with thumbtacks if it was a division. I don't care.
I
I love
do.
the game.
The cloth rules are tough, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, because like I'm watching the tournament this weekend. I think Eli gets hit in the head and it hits someone else, and then Eli's out and that person's out, and I'm like, they're both out.
That's a fair point. That's a very fair point. The rules are ridiculous.
The
yeah,
other one too, like if I throw the ball at Miles, but Marshall catches it, Miles is still out.
yeah,
Marshall is good. That one also, I'm just like, huh?
yeah. And it's
Yeah.
also like the numbers game. Like you don't have to finish out a game. Like you don't have to eliminate the team before the time's up. And that's another
Yes.
thing that, especially if you are a very like aggressive style player, that will take a while to adjust to, especially for me, because like I'm very much an aggressive player. Like if I have the opportunity to go for a kill, I will go for it. But if we're up numbers, we don't have to. And that dynamic of learning when to be aggressive and when to back off is very hard to do, let alone throughout a whole set. But also doing it in each 3 minute game, that's really like a different. That's another level of IQ that it took a while for me to understand that.
Also, you have the play in rule now too, which that can be confusing as well because like when does the burden actually start?
Yeah, it's very subjective and it's confusing as
It
hell.
it's dodgeball. No one can agree how to play it. It's been this way for 10 years. They're
Yep.
gonna keep changing the rules. Cloth has the unfortunate situation of being just a wild rule set because it's coming from another country where they're used to playing totally differently than us. That's a great point. That is very difficult to learn. I guess it's a question of is it difficult? I think foam is easier to learn how to be competitive quickly than cloth. Cloth, uh, there's a lot of nuances to yeah to cloth. I mean, it's just difficult to figure out how to be competitive first. You can see some usually great baseball players don't walk in off the street and can compete in cloth, and they might be able to do that in foam.
That's a good point. I asked a crazy troll question on Bonsai Boys podcast for Harley and Katie today. My question for them, for both, I feel like there's a million cloth rules and it gets updated every day around noon time. Is there a cloth rule that you guys would like added or changed?
Oh man. Uh, Trying to think of one I would actually love to have that question. Um, you said removed or changed?
Yeah, like,
Oh, setting the ball down is just
Yes, that.
okay.
setting the ball down. There's a lot of rules, but setting the ball down, I in the blue card after setting the ball down, to me,
Yeah.
you're punishing people for playing other different types of dodgeball
Yep.
and being good teammates and having good instincts. So it's been something that's the hardest part to learn and and the most punitive move for a mistake that stems from good habits.
Yeah. Like I agree with that wholeheartedly. And if it was a different rule, I would say the catching rules are kind of dumb. Like the one you mentioned before, like if it hits me and Marshall catches it, I'm still out. Every other form of dodgeball, that's not a thing. So why is it a thing in foam or in cloth? Or the other rule that was stupid, where if let's say I get hit, that first ball pops up, I catch the second ball, but the first one dies. Catch doesn't count, and I'm still out.
Oh,
Yeah, that's another dumb one that makes absolutely no
There's
sense.
there's plenty to
Yeah.
go around.
okay. I feel like every time I watch a cloth tournament, I'm like, huh?
Yep. I feel like I know the rules, and there's like always like at least two or three new ones that came out of nowhere. I'm like, what the hell was that?
Some of them
So
I kind of like though. Can you suicide in cloth?
not in USA, but Worlds you can.
Bring that back, please. Flight clothes,
Yes.
suicide, whatever you want to call it, please.
Oh, if I had the opportunity to do that, I would kill so many other people. It'd be
You know what
crazy.
I really miss, and people are gonna think I'm crazy, was NFL catches in elite, 2 feet in, and you get to stay in. You can fall out of bounds.
Oh yeah, I miss
Momentum
that rule.
catches, yeah.
I
Yeah,
just thought that was so much fun and
I
such a
hated it to be honest.
and I it's funny to me. I mean, poison lines make more sense, but that to me was like that was the crazy one that I could get behind. But yeah, I mean, make the game simpler. I'm all for it. The cloth rules to me are very silly, and I'm not a fan. But it's what you got to do to play competitive cloth.
Yeah.
Did and didn't like the momentum catches because I feel like it kind of would prevent injury sometimes, but also at the same time, if Marshall, you throw the ball at me, I catch the ball. It's like the first time I've caught a ball ever, and I fall backwards. And then Myles throws the ball at me, and as I'm coming in, I turn a little bit. Like now I'm out, but maybe the ref doesn't realize that, or maybe I'm like, no, I get up like that normally, whatever. Like, no, dude, that's a dodgeball play. You're technically out.
Yeah. Like for me, it was like if I did it and I fell out of bounds, I'm like, okay, cool. I love the rule just because the rule is there. But I only fell back like that because I know the rule is there. Like I don't think I've ever really like caught a ball and fallen out of bounds. Like very few people throw that hard where you lose your balance and you just fall out of bounds. So to me, it was always like, okay, it's way more athletic to catch a ball, get your two toes in, fall out of bounds versus like catch a ball. Oh, I'm leaning back. I take a step back and step back in. Like, what's the point of that? Like,
I feel like Arkham used to do that a lot, and they would get the catch 99% of the time, but like
yeah,
they knew they could fall back as long as that ball is on them, they're a million percent going to catch it.
exactly. So it was just
Sh-
team
shout
team
out,
with this.
shout out to Cloth for having finger blocking. That one they got right.
Honestly, I feel like it should be the other way around. That's actually another rule that bugs me, where cloth's a bigger ball, you should be able to block without your fingers, but foam should get the finger blocking. I feel like they should flip that for the two.
I hate finger blocking.
I mean, I hate it either way, but if I'm gonna take advantage of it, I will. But
I just feel like it's easier to ref.
All right, hear me out here. What if cloth was time wise the same as foam? So you get your 3 minute game and then you have to play out whatever into no ball blocking. You think
ooh,
the game would change that much?
yes,
Oh, and changing a ton.
because the people that are impossible to hit with the ball in cloth would become redundant immediately. So at that point, it's just whoever has the better arm at that point. Well, it wouldn't matter because well, unless you wait, so you're saying with the no block, you have to finish out the game
You
now.
have to finish out the game. The
Well, that
reason
would
why
change
I feel
everything
like
now.
it was so tough for me to even kind of get into it, and I like the play in rule now because it forces you to play fast. But
Yeah,
I always felt like you're playing to not lose. Now I feel like you have to play fast. You get your numbers down, and then you could play not to lose.
yeah. I mean, I think I've heard that they might change where, um, even if you don't finish out the point, but if you do, like if you kill everyone on the other team, they might add an additional point for that. I've heard that in talk. I don't know if they're actually going to do it, but that would eliminate that aspect of just taking the foot off the pedal if you're up by like 3 or 4 players.
You're
So
saying like 3 points instead of two?
I've heard that. I don't know if they actually will do it because I know they did it for what tournament was it in Mexico, like the Eiffel Championships or Da something, whatever that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel like
they
it would
that did
make
it out there.
it would make the scoring make a lot more sense.
Yeah,
I would like that. We'll find
I
out tomorrow at 12
it
o'clock,
would
probably.
change the game a lot. I mean, it would change it a ton.
yeah,
The strategy, it would totally revamp it. But I wouldn't hate it if they did that.
yeah.
Okay. All right, and we got two from Sam for Miles. From Sam Sayward. I'm so curious as someone who is hard of hearing, how do you adapt to a sport that the communication is so important? How difficult is it to listen slash interpret calls?
Yeah, I still don't know how I do it actually. So that's it's kind of a loaded question. I know I looked at it before, but I didn't really have an answer the first time I saw this question. How do I adapt to sport? Communication is so important. Early in my career, I kind of just freeballed it and just kind of did my own thing. It was kind of great that I had teammates that kind of let me kind of do whatever I wanted most of the time, within reason, obviously. But as I've like gotten older, played with better teams, especially teams with like a lot of play calls, having those play calls makes a huge difference. And for me, what I've had to do is either coach up the players I'm with, and not so much like I had to make them better, but it's more of how to work with me, making sure you speak loud enough, make sure you speak clear enough. Like back when I don't even know if it was back when the league, but a lot of players when they made a play call, they would just cover the ball with their mouth. That would just be instant. I have no clue what you just said. Um, so now players are doing a better job of either using hand signals or they at least turn their face and make the play call or passing it down from teammate to teammate. That makes a huge difference. So that's been something that's been working for me. Obviously, when I play with a new team, I might have to remind some people that haven't worked with me of like, hey guys, I can't hear shit. And if it usually it's gonna happen at least once or twice a game where I have no clue what the play call is. And sometimes it's too late in the play clock where I'm just gonna pump fake and hope to God it's not my call. And if it is, and it's like the last 2 seconds, I'm just gonna throw something just so we don't get a burden call. So there's gonna be mistakes. It's gonna happen with me, but it's just making sure that I'm on. communicating with people that I'm working with, and it helps when I have teammates that are willing to work with me because of it. So that helps a lot.
All right, I have an example for you. So when we were playing in Arizona, not this past year, the year before that, we were still
Yeah.
flight. I remember the series too. We were playing against Ronan, and we were throwing against the wall, so we had it. So it was Matt and I in corners, and you in the middle. And I'm like, Myles, you got it. And I was like, close enough where I thought you could hear me, but also
Yeah.
at the same time, I'm at the front line. And I'm like, maybe he didn't. And it's like five, four, three, two. And I'm like, fuck. All right. And I just threw at the guy in front of me, but I threw
Yep.
it like a foot and a half up and away. So I'm like, I'm throwing a no sing ball against the wall. It will come back. And you
Yeah.
threw at my guy. And I'm like, okay, he heard me. All right. And then I come back in the huddle. I'm like, all right, Myles, you got it again. And the same thing. I'm like, shit, I don't know if he could hear me or not. And then also
Yeah.
like people may not know, but like Nikki, he was also partially deaf too. So that was tough.
Yep. Wait,
Yeah.
wasn't there a point where we had a roster of like three guys that couldn't hear shit? I feel like that happened at least once.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, this person can't play on this side of the court. This person can only play over here. These
Yeah.
people can't play next to each other.
Like I used to play with my hearing aid, and Elite killed that dream very quickly with 8.5 because I got hit in the head once and he just shattered it. I'm like, yep, I can't play with this ever again because that's like 4 grand out of my pocket. So yeah, so I've had to learn how to play without the hearing aid. So it's definitely took a long time to really figure out a system that works. And it's not a perfect system. It probably never will be, but it's just relying on like observational skills, being constantly aware. Because like unlike other people, like if people are chirping from outside the court, I can't hear that. That helps me lock in. But at the same time, if someone's screaming, like if a teammate of mine is screaming from outside the court, I have no idea what he's saying. So like there are instances where like let's say for example, like we're down like a point or two, and I'm the last player in, and sometimes it's more advantageous for the team to be like, hey, step out, we get a new game. I won't know until someone's really like yelling at me or waving me down, be like, hey, make sure you can hear me do this, and that. So it's kind of like I'm in my own little world, but at the same time, I'm trying to like focus on everything happening at the same time. So it can be a lot, but sometimes it helps to kind of focus at the same time.
I mean,
Shout
we've
out
been
to Sam for a great question that I
Yeah.
was also wondering for the past few times as I've gotten accustomed to playing with Miles.
that's fair. I mean, we've been teammates for 3 years now, Myles, and that's
Yeah.
the only time that I can recall we've been again 3 years, what at least probably 20 tournaments at this point. One
Yeah.
time where I'm like, shit, I really don't know.
Yeah. I usually like, and I think the last time it really became a big issue was the combines. Actually, both the last three combines I've been to. It's because I'm playing with a whole group of people and we're constantly like doing scrimmages with different lineups. So like the entire day, I'm like, hey guys, I can't hear shit. Speak louder. And it's going around the entire day. And like shout out to everyone that's trying. Like obviously, if it's not something you do regularly, you're gonna default to your normal voice settings or you're gonna default to your normal habits. Like you'll try for a couple of rounds and you might remember, but you're probably gonna forget. I never try to fault anyone for that because again, I'm the anomaly here. I have to learn how to adjust around everyone else. It takes time for people to make those adjustments where this has been the majority of my life. So yeah.
I think Miles does a great job of getting in and getting the play call from the huddle, especially this past weekend. I mean, I think you get in close now and you get the call and you know what's going on. I mean, I can recall very few off the
Yeah.
reservation plays from you from this past weekend.
Yeah. Playing middle makes that so much easier. Before when I was corner, I'd have to run all the way to the other side of the court, try to get the play call in. I'm just like, all right, that's tough. So middle makes that easier.
Yeah. All right. And last question from Sam. Do you wish more people knew how to sign?
Um, it's funny because it kind of depends on what time of the my life it is. So like yes and no. Um, so like for example, like the last 3 months my hearing aid broke, and I didn't have hearing aid for the last 3 months because of like whole backstory. I'm not gonna get into it now, but basically I have a very specialized hearing aid, and it has to go to a very specific company in Austria to get them fixed. So it took about 3 months for me to get, or maybe it's 2 months, but like a long time before I get my hearing aid back. So when I'm without them, yes, the world would be so much easier if I can get signed with everyone. But reality is I don't use sign language in my daily life just because I don't have very many people around me that need it. So I don't get to practice it all that often. But as a selfish request, would it be nice? Oh yeah. Like it'd be the same as like if you spoke Spanish, but you can kind of speak English, but you're kind of getting around. You could get by without it, but it'd be nicer if everyone could speak your native language. So I think it's kind of the same ballpark with that.
My son watches Miss Rachel a lot, and they teach sign language on Miss Rachel. And this was like almost a year ago.
Yeah.
Caden is saying like please, but it's not please. It's like peas, peas, and he's doing this. And I'm like, Hannah, what is he saying? She's like, he's
Yeah.
saying please, or he's saying like all done, all done. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh shit, now I kind of have to learn a little bit here.
Yeah, like I recommend it to new parents to learn baby signs because it makes one your life so much easier because the kid can
Yeah.
communicate with you before the verbals catch up, and it gives you less of a headache. It gives the kid a little bit less anxiety trying to communicate something and they get frustrated because you don't get what they're saying. So that definitely does help in those instances. Actually, shout out to Summer, one of the outsider kids. I don't know what her exact situation is with them the blonde girl there. She's learning ASL for her cousin because her cousin's deaf, I think she told me this weekend. So she came up to me asking questions about that. So that was actually kind of cool. I got to do a little bit of practice with her today, or not today, but over the weekend with that. So yeah, let's say I recommend people learning it because it's a fun language to learn. It definitely makes your brain rewire because it's a visual language, not auditory. So it's definitely a fun project, but not project, but a fun language to learn to kind of try new things.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. Let's hit the outro. Any closing thoughts slash shout outs? Let's start with Marshall.
Oh, thanks for having me on. Shout out to all my previous teams and anyone on my dodgeball journey. If I didn't get your name in there, and my loving family and my amazing wife.
Myles.
Yeah, I'm gonna say thanks again to pretty much the entirety of the dodgeball community. My phone is still blowing up with all the messages of people checking in on my leg. So appreciate everyone for that. Appreciate this community for being wonderful. Same as Marshall. Shout out to all my old teammates. If I forgot a name, I am sorry in advance. You're gonna give me shit for it later, I know. Um, but yeah, this sport is pretty much everything for me, and I really appreciate everyone that's been involved with it.
All right, my shout out to you guys. Shout out to Fallout Boys. It was I was happy to see you guys win. It means a lot. Shout out to you, Myles, you stubborn fuck, for walking from one gate to the other.
Probably the dumbest thing I've ever done, but you know what? I made it. It's fine.
I wish nothing but the best and the luck for you. And I know that you're gonna get your surgery if that's what you need, or you don't need, and you'll be playing dodgeball probably sometime next year.
Yeah, I'll definitely be back.
All right, my last question. What's one guest you want to see on Bromance? Marshall.
Patrick Waters.
Okay. Myles.
I'm assuming you already had Bizzle on. I'm sorry, is that correct?
No, not yet. No.
Oh, you got to get Bizzle on, man. That guy's a riot.
Okay. This is a good one. This is a good one. He almost played with us for this year for Fallout.
I know. I was so sad he didn't.
He almost did. He almost did.
Mm,
All right, boys. That's all I got. Thanks for hopping on the pod.
appreciate it,
Thank
man.
you. Thank you, Ryan.
Anytime. Peace.